Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone Talks. We're here to talk some Doctor Who rumors. Obviously, I actually haven't been really doing much on Doctor Who rumors lately because we've been doing other stuff. But yeah, there's been a few rumors floating about, and obviously, we know that one of the rumors that's floating about is Stephen Moffat apparently is going to come back and pen a couple of episodes for RTD's era. Apparently, um, now this comes from a Facebook page on Facebook called the Doctor Who fan page. Now, their screenshot has been tweeted all over Twitter. Now, look, while it wouldn't be unreasonable to assume that Stephen Moffat would come back, I don't think this is actually a rumor. I think this is just the usual rubbish. They know RTD is back. Again, David Tennant and Catherine Tate wasn't a long shot. You don't have to have source information to kind of guess these things. And I think it's the same situation here. And why do I say that? Well, because Stephen Moffat himself actually spoke on the issue a while back. And I'm going to show you this article now that's in the link description. And this is what he said at the time. So this is what he said at the time. Now, again, this could be all smoke and mirrors, but I wanted to cover bases because people are saying there's a rumor that he's coming back. But this is what he said himself back in December, right? So it's July now. So December 2021 to 12th of December. Since Russell T Davies' return was announced, many people have wondered if he'll bring back any familiar writers with him. And that's what we were all speculating. So speaking at Oxford Union Q&A, Moffat was asked about coming back and he responded, "I've only just left. I mean, it feels like yesterday. I think Doctor Who fans will be throwing themselves off buildings if I come back. No, it's not in my immediate plans." Right? So that's what he said in December. Now, I'm not going to read the whole article because, all these places are weird. So if you want to read the whole article, it's in the link description, right? It's in the link description. But there's already been a backlash to this. A lot of fans have said that if Stephen Moffat returns, well, they're going to leave the show. So I say bring on Stephen Moffat. The more of these little idiots that claim to be fans are actually weeded out of the fandom, the better. So if Stephen Moffat comes back and it upsets a lot of them, they're saying they're going to go, I say bring on Stephen Moffat. Bring him on. Bring him on. If it gets rid of all of these fake fans, then bring it on. Because that's all they are. Let's call them what they are. They're fake fans, right? So if Stephen Moffat coming back means that half of these fake fans will disappear, good. Because they did threaten to leave when the Doctor became male, but you see a lot of them couldn't leave because the Doctor happened to be black now and they didn't want to be seen to be racist, right? But now they have a problem with Stephen Moffat coming back. So yeah, bring back Stephen Moffat. If it gets rid of them, let them go. Let them go. They're not fans of this show, right? And I'm hearing all of this stuff. He's sexist, he's misogynistic and all of this other rubbish, right? At the end of the day, right, I don't care how you interpreted his era, right? I'm not a huge fan of the Moffat era either, by the way. I just want to make that clear. But compared to Chris Chibnall, the one that you all defend, yeah, he's absolutely fucking a composer like Mozart compared to that fella, right? Chibnall can't write to save his own dinner. At least Moffat can write something. And the thing about it is, he's called him sexist. You just keep forgetting that Karen Gillan was the one that chose our costumes, right? She wasn't forced to wear mini skirts or shorts or anything like that you accuse him of doing, right? Sexualizing Amy Pond, right? Nothing to do with him whatsoever, right? But you blame him on that, and that's what you want to moan about. So yeah, bring him back. Bring him back. If it means all you little muppets finally leaving this fandom, good. Good. You've nothing but being a stain on this fandom. Attack long-term fans and anybody that doesn't agree with you people. Right? I'm done with you all. Done with you all. So if Stephen Moffat comes back and these are all threatening to leave. Bye. Don't let the door hitches on the way out. Go. He's all said you were leaving after Jodie Whittaker was stepping down. Right? You said you were done, but you are still here. You are still here trying to cause trouble, which is our tweets, which I'm saying, and a lot of the fandom on that side is starting to store again. Get back into your holes where you came from, right? Nobody's interested in your propaganda ideology bullshit, okay? Get it through your thick skulls. The reason why this era failed is because he pandered to you muppets, right? He pandered to people that weren't fans of this show, right? And he alienated not just the fans, but he alienated the general audience. He's have only ourselves to blame. So leave. Yes, Stephen Moffat, if RTD's asked you to come back, please do come back. Get rid of them. Bring them back. Anyway, we got a couple of members in the chat. So let's see who we have. We've got Raymond O'Reilly. We've got Garbage, who's a member. Bobby, also another member in the chat as well. And remember, there is a lower tier now, $1.99. If you want to become a member, it gives you access to the member streams. I was asked to put that extra level up, so that's what I done. So it's there for you if you want to get access to the interviews that I'm doing and the RTD era streams that I'm doing. Then you know what to do. Press that join button there and become a member. A community within a little community. I can't see the lower tier. I don't know. You should be able to see the lower tier. I'm checking now. Oh, what is going on? Right, there's that chair. Just bear with me. What is even going on here? What's the problem? Oh, for fuck's sake, man. Right, just bear with me. I don't know what's going on there, but I've sorted it out. So let's see if it pops up during this stream. Let me know, will you? But I don't know what's happened there. I had sorted it out yesterday and the other day when I said I'd sort it out. Well, who else have we got? We got as I said, back to business. So Raymond O'Reilly is in the chat as well as I said. Right, so yeah, as I said, look, bring on Stephen Moffat, man. As I said, look, this fandom needs a purge of these so-called fans. I'm calling them fake fans. They're only in it. They don't support the show themselves. They only support whatever actor or actress brings to the table, which is either their personal politics or whatever they identify as. That's all they're interested in, and they're all interested in shipping characters as well. That's all they're interested in. They're not interested in the show itself or if the show will be a success. And it's about time that look at all fandoms. All fandoms are going through this, right? But ours is one of the worst ones, I have to say, for fake fans. And as I said, I noticed a lot of them have started the story again. For no particular reason, they're trying to store it with some members of the fandom again. And I don't see the point. Look, at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, right? All fans weren't on board with this era, right? If you like the era, that's fine. But I'd even question that because the ratings prove that this show has been an absolute disaster. Disaster. And even BBC's own report say that audiences are down. So there is no denying that BBC is struggling for an audience right now, right? And it's because, a lot of fans get turned off and a lot of the public get turned off if they see the way fandoms are carrying on. Like Doctor Who fandom is in the spotlight all the time because of the behaviours of some people out there. You know what I mean? So it's in the spotlight. Who'd want to come into a show with a fandom this toxic? You know? But they're starting the store again for some weird reason. And I can't stay silent on it anymore because, they're trying to provoke people deliberately and it's disgraceful. Like, leave it out. At the end of the day, as I said, if you like this era, that's fine. But you can't change people's minds, especially after 5 years. Just leave it out. Right? And you can blame the male fans in the fandom. All you want. You could blame and say that it was racist people and it was homophobic people and it was sexist people that brought this show down. Wrong. The people that supported this era, you guys are the ones that are responsible for the downfall of this show because when you should have called out Chris Chibnall, you decided to stay silent and he's decided to attack anybody that had a different opinion. Right? So, you've only yourselves to blame. And don't be looking to blame anybody else on the failure of this show, right? The failure is down to Chris Chibnall and Piers Wenger for giving him the job in the first place. Giving a man that was way out of his league and and proved that he couldn't develop characters or write decent stories. And then he brings in an actress, right? Decides then to break with 50 odd years of tradition and to bring in a female doctor only for the purpose for the feminists. And that's all it was about, right? Oh, let's make Doctor Who inclusive. How can we make it inclusive? I know. Let's bring in a female doctor because women have been treated so badly on the show over the years. It's funny. Without a woman, this show would never have. See, this is the thing. They call us sexist and all and stuff. And the thing about it is, it's the biggest lie and the biggest joke because Verity Lambert is someone in this fandom, especially with Doctor Who fans, and a lot of the male fans especially. Verity Lambert is an absolute legend. And in fairness, she's the woman that should be inspiring the younger generation of writers, producers, and directors, not Jodie Whittaker. Jodie Whittaker went is modern feminists, modern feminists. Anyway, it's modern, and they're all about taking men down a peg or two because the evil patriarchy, because we're all evil, you know. And this is what it's been like for the past 5 years. So, look, you could store it all up again. Some of the other idiots out there with their big Twitter accounts and all starting to store it up again. Oh, I made certain people retire in this fandom. You didn't. You didn't. Right? You'd like to think you did, but you didn't. Again, you're all a bunch of wasters. You can't move on from the past. You have to bring it up because their channels are dead. So you need to store up some controversy. So that's why there's certain people out there tweeting nonsense tweets, because they're trying to get a reaction from their so-called side of the argument. And in some cases, they're succeeding. And, I would just say to people out there, at the end of the day, a lot of us have stayed silent long enough. This fandom was supposed to move on when the RTD, or at least the healing, begin. But there are some in this fandom that are determined to keep this fandom the way it was the last 5 years. And I can't just sit back and stay silent on it anymore. I can't. Something has to be said. And, and people have to be called out, because we can't have this behavior again over the last 5 years. So cut it out. Cut it out. Right? It's done. Right? The era failed. Right? You can't accept that. That's fine, fair enough. But just move on. No point in dragging up the past or dragging up what people said in the past and all of this, because it's in the past. Right? Quite frankly, nobody gives a damn what anybody said in the past, because everybody's looking forward to the future. Anyway, we'll move on from that, because we do have some positive Doctor Who news. So, if you all remember on this channel, I've been speaking about, obviously, we've been dropping rumours on this channel for the last few years. And I did tell you, when RTD came back, I did mention, obviously, when BBC Three came back, I told you all, don't be surprised if Doctor Who Confidential was to reappear. Well, it won't be called Doctor Who Confidential, but we are supposedly getting a show called Doctor Who. What's it called again? Doctor Who. It's called Doctor Who Unleashed. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Doctor Who Unleashed. So it's going to be a behind the scenes look. The article, again, from Radio Times is there. It's only a short article, so I won't read it all out. So I'll just kind of give you the juicy bits. So the show apparently will begin when the 60th anniversary special returns with David Tennant and Catherine Tate. And then returning showrunner RTD has commissioned a special behind-the-scenes series ahead of the next series with Shooty. The BBC Three Doctor Who spin-off series will be titled Doctor Who Unleashed, and will give fans a sneak peek at the filming process. And it'll all kick off, as I said, on the 60th. It'll have similar format to Doctor Who Confidential, which ran from 2005 to 2012. It will reportedly continue to air along the next full series. So apparently after the 60th, it will continue on into Shooty's era. A lot of these shows do behind the scenes anyway. And that's the one thing I think has been missing from this era in particular. Because, they probably get them on the DVDs and the Blu-rays, but that's no good for the rest of us. but it'll be good to get that extra content. So the Radio Times apparently contacted the Doctor Who representative who declined to comment at this time. But BBC Three needs something. Because BBC Three right now, yes, they've got some shows on it right now, but the channel's not doing great. If the last time I read, so they'll need some flagship show to go up there, and a show like Doctor Who Confidential could really bridge that gap. So you'd have the weekly episode, and then straight after the episode airs, you flick over to BBC Three, and then you get to see the behind the scenes stuff like we did. It'll feel like the old era all over again. But again, this is nothing that couldn't have been speculated on. Let's be honest, because it's RTD. Now, obviously, the next bit of speculation will be, will Murray Gold now return now that Sequin Akinola has stepped down and will step down after the centenary? So does that mean that we might get a return of Murray Gold, or is RTD going to bring in someone new? Very interesting and very exciting times ahead. We got 28 people watching right now. As I said, look out for that tier that I put up. It was accepted, but for some weird reason now it's telling me I have to do all the thing all over again. So I've done it again. So let me know if it pops up during this stream. But anyway, that's really the news there now. So what you call it? If anybody would like to come on and give their opinions on the stories that I've read, I'll bring you on for a couple of minutes each. If you just want to come on and just give a brief opinion on each thing that we've just discussed there, you're more than welcome to do so. I'll put the link in the chat. And remember, as usual, I'll be only bringing on accounts that I know. So just want to double check now. Right, so we should be nearly there. Right. Right, we'll see if there's anybody that wants to come on first. So if anybody does want to come on, let me know there before I put the link in the chat, actually. So I know that there's actually people that are going to come on. But that's really the news. But going back to the fandom though, I mean, lessons have to be learned from the last 5 years, and there's some people determined in this fandom to keep it the way it has been going. And I'm sorry, but the fandom is not going to survive if we don't change. I don't care if you have a problem with someone that liked this era or didn't like this era. At the end of the day, this era ends in October with the centenary, right? So you have to move on. Fandom has to move on. We've got to move on from the last 5 years, right? If nobody has learned any lessons over these last 5 years, then God help us. But we've got to move on. But I won't stay silent if people are going to start storing it up again, because we can't be having that. And we're not going to go through the RTD era with the same rubbish, right? People's mental health was affected, right? Lots of people ended up leaving social media, leaving their YouTube channels, all because of this nonsense. And we cannot have the same thing happen over the next 5 years. People have to let go. You just have to let go. You may not accept that people didn't like this era, and there are people out there that may not accept that people did like this era, but you all have to let go. You all have to let go. What's being done is done. What's being said has said. It's all in the past. And it has to stay there. Right? The problem with modern society today is that people want to go back into the past. And that's how they try to cancel people. It's happened to me a couple of times. People over the last 5 years have tried to cancel me, but they failed. You could try, but you know, this is nonsense. You can't cancel someone because you don't like their opinions. We got to move on from that now. This fandom has to grow up and mature now. And look, we all play their part. I'm not going to sit here and play the innocent. We've all played our part, man. We've all played our part. And everybody's got to accept the part they played in this fandom and the role that they played in this so-called fandom war that we had. Everybody played a part. Whether it was good, negative, or didn't have an effect. Everybody played a part. And everybody has to look at themselves and look at their own actions over the last 5 years and kind of come to terms with what you've done or what you've said or whatever. But you got to move on. You've got to learn from it now and move on. We cannot have this again. We've got to look. Doctor Who's RTD is trying everything to sabotage, but besides all of that, we're heading towards an exciting time for Doctor Who right now. And you know, it seems like every day there are people out there that just on both sides that want to suck the enjoyment out for everybody. That's looking forward to this new era. It just needs to stop. It's like we got people dictating on the other side. Well, if you're a Tory, if you're a Republican, then you're not a Doctor Who fan and you shouldn't be allowed to watch Doctor Who, right? But if you're sexist and racist as well, you're not. But this is what he means, right? This fella, when he says, if you're sexist, racist, or a Nazi, a Tory, or a Republican, you can't be a Doctor Who fan. But what he means by being sexist, he means anybody that didn't like Jodie's casting or thought that her acting was horrible is sexist. That's not being sexist. That's giving an opinion, right? You're racist if you had a problem with certain castings that were made in Doctor Who because you believed they were made on acting ability or made for any other reason, as some people have suggested that it was part of the diversity and inclusion strategy. So that's why. That's just an opinion. That doesn't mean you're racist, right? But this is what this person actually means when he talks about racists and sexists and misogyny, right? If you have a problem with Jodie Whittaker, you're sexist and you're misogynist, right? You're racist if you had a problem with Mandip Gill's acting or Tolson Cole's acting because they happen to be people of colour, right? That's why you're apparently you're racist, right? No, you're not racist because you've actually said something racist or done something racist. You know what I mean? It's because you've had an opinion, right? So that's what they mean. But this other thing as well, that, well, if you're a Tory, you can't be a fan, and you're a Republican, you can't be a fan. How dare you judge someone on their political beliefs? Not all Tories and not all Republicans are racists, right? Just like not all Labour, right? Not all Labour supporters are racist when clearly that party was racist for a while. So get off you a high horse. Don't be judging people because of their political beliefs and thinking that that's okay. Because you wouldn't judge someone based off their religious beliefs, would you? Or you wouldn't judge anybody based off their skin colour, right? Or their sexuality. But you will judge someone off their political ideology or their political beliefs. And then you say, well, you're no fan of this show, or you don't have a right to be a fan of this show. So what you're trying to say, that all leftist twats, that Doctor Who's just for all the leftist twats? Is that what you're telling me? Because it's not, right? Doctor Who is for everybody. Race, religion, sexual preference, gender, you name it, right? Doctor Who has no boundaries, right? And as soon as you start setting up boundaries and putting up walls, then you defeat the purpose of your own argument. So shut up talking crap, timeless Owen. Yeah? Stop talking out your ass. Okay? Doctor Who's for everybody. And just because you don't like certain people because of their political ideology, don't be such a bleeding bigot and tell everybody else that they can't be a fan of this show. How dare you? Right? How dare you? And this is the arrogance of this side. And this is what they're doing now lately. Telling us, telling me as well, anybody that's had a problem with Jodie Whittaker's era is not welcome into the fandom and shouldn't be allowed to enjoy the RTD era. Who the heck do you think you are? Who's acting like a bunch of you-know-who now? A bunch of nasty Germans. Yeah, right? Calling us the Nazi word. These are acting like a bunch of them. Right? Dictating, telling people how they should act and behave in the fandom. Well, act and behave yourselves. And if you don't like an opinion, just jog fucking on and ignore it. Nobody's forcing you to listen to any of our videos. Nobody's forcing you to look at our tweets. Right? So if you don't like what we have to say, jog on. Move on. Don't dictate the fans who can be fans in this fandom. Right? You're in this fandom a wet day and you're dictating to long-term fans, right? And other fans that have come to love this show, they can't be fans of this show because they follow maybe a political party that you don't like. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. Right? And I'm seeing a lot of it. I'm seeing a lot of it out there, right? Because of these hearings that are going on for January 6th. And I've seen all the celebrities as well, and celebrities connected to Doctor Who as well, saying absolutely disgusting things, right? Disgusting, right? But they think it's okay because it's, MAGA, Trump, they deserve everything that's said to them and all of this. These are acting like a bunch of little bigots, racist and scumbags. That's what yous are. Attacking people because of their political beliefs. Get out of it. Get out of it. It wouldn't be tolerated for race or religion or anything else, right? So leave it out and stop being bleeding hypocrites. Anyway, as I said, does anybody want to come on? We got Davey Yuri. No, you ain't a fan. Bounce. You used to like it. No, you ain't a fan. Bounce. You used to like it. No, I didn't like this era of Doctor Who. Right? I'm a huge fan of RTD. Again, I don't have to bounce. And thanks for the super chat, by the way. Appreciate it. But I'm not going to bounce. Why should I bounce? Right? You're telling a person that's watched the show since the early 80s to bounce because I didn't like one era of Doctor. By the way, I haven't liked a couple of eras of Doctor Who, actually. Right? The two in the classic era, and I've only disliked this era in New Who. I actually like Peter Capaldi's era, even though I have problems with Stephen Moffat's writing in some places. And the same with Matt Smith. Right, the only era that I've ever had a problem with in New Who, the way I have, is with this current era, right? But I'm still a fan of the show. I still care about the show and want the show to succeed. That's why I'm delighted that RTD is back. Yeah, when everybody out there in the fandom was kind of giving out about Shooty's casting, I was one of the ones that came out and supported it. I said I didn't think it was a box tick, as some fans were calling it, right? It was the same when Yasmin Finney was cast. I said the same thing. This is not a box ticking casting, RTD has been very progressive with Doctor Who in the past, so I have no problem with it. Right? But the fact that you have that arrogance to tell me to bounce, to tell me to get out of the fandom because you don't like an opinion because I said something bad about your precious little female doctor. Well, maybe if she had done her job properly and actually acted properly and actually got proper scripts and a showrunner that actually cared, then I would care. Right? Don't blame me for the failures of Chibnall. Right? Chibnall had one job and one job only, and that was to entertain me and others out there that have been watching this show for a long time and entertaining a new audience, but he failed to do that. So don't blame me for his failures. And why would you pay to say something like that? Doesn't matter. Let them, if they want to waste their money criticizing me, let them waste their money criticizing me. Right? If that's what they want to do, let them. I don't care. I really actually don't care. It did none of the look at the stuff that they throw at me now. I actually don't care. At the end of the day, I think we've all been proven right when we got that report that says that the audiences are down across the BBC. They can't say that Doctor Who was the most watched program anymore because the BBC have actually come out and said it, that the audiences are down. So yeah, so as I said, if anybody wants to come on, actually send me a DM because I'll think it'll be safer. If you want to come on, send me a DM wherever you are. I'll check my phone now. If you want to come on and give me your thoughts on Doctor Who Unleashed, give me your thoughts on this Stephen Moffat. Leland asks, so what established aliens do you reckon 14 will encounter in his fourth season? Well, if Moffat is coming back, maybe the Weeping Angels be done properly. J-Bot troll, don't feed them. They feed you. Exactly, that's what I mean. Look, if they want to come in and and want to pay to hate me, then go ahead. I'll read out your super chat. Don't care what you say about me. You know what I mean? I actually have gotten to that stage where I don't care. At the end of the day, all the evidence over the last few years has shown that we were right. We knew this era was going to be a complete shit show, and it turned out that way. Instead of them going against us, they should have actually joined forces with us and actually made us push Chris Chibnall out. At least bring someone in and give Jodie Whittaker a chance at least. Even if I didn't agree with her as being the Doctor, get rid of him, right, and bring someone else in to see if they could have rescued this shit show. Right? But we didn't. We had to stick with him. It's absolutely ridiculous anyway. Right, let's see if there's any more, because Doctor Who was trending earlier. I see Matt Smith is trending, but that must be for the House of Dragon. Doctor Who did have a panel at San Diego Comic-Con, but it was got to do with the comics. Jodie Hoser, Paul Cornell apparently was going to be there as well. But we all know how much of a backstabbing little twat he is. Sold the fandom out. Oh, I love the Timeless Children. It adds extra dimension to the Doctor's story. And then went and blocked everybody that he disagreed with. Right? Exactly what the other side do. Right? When they don't agree with you or you talk logic, the first thing they do is use their block button. Right? But sometimes they hope that you block them first because then they could take a screenshot and then go, look, oh, Tardis blocked me. Oh, look, I feel privileged that Tardis blocked me because I'm such a sad little individual that when the Tardis blocks me, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life. They wear it as a badge of honor, and that just goes to show you how low their self-esteem actually is. That someone like me blocking them, right, would actually be a badge of honor for them. It's really really sad, but it's a sad indictment of the kind of fans that we have in this fandom right now. They're all a bunch of weak ass pussies. What did he say on Instagram? Shelly wants to know. Well, Shelly, go and check out my video on it. I did do a first video where I thought it was bull, but then I got more evidence and I did a second video. But to just give you a brief, rundown on it. Apparently, according to the screenshot, he called someone a Republican cunt after an interaction with him on Twitter. Now, as I said in the video, the guy in question that he did say it to is a bit of a toxic piece of shit anyway. So, but my point is should he have reacted to it, and this is the thing, he has to be careful, just do what you've been doing and blocking people if you don't agree with them, RTD. As soon as you start coming out and calling people names, that's when it becomes, and this is why the fandom on the other side have spoken up now, because RTD has basically, I said it, didn't I say it? I said he's going to open a can of worms with all of this shit, right? And that's what's happening. It's playing out in the fandom right now, right? It's gotten so bad that Daniel now has decided that he's not going to review the RTD era. And you know what? I don't fucking blame him. I actually don't blame him. I know there's people disappointed out there, but I don't blame him. I'm actually going to defend him here. I don't blame him. Why should he? Why should he? As soon as he says something that nobody agrees with, right, they're going to jump on him. They're going to jump on him. They're going to make his life hell, and they're going to troll him until he fucking cracks, right? What they've been doing the last 5 years, right? So why should he review it? Why should he? Right? I don't blame him. I actually don't blame him. And I'm getting angry. I'm getting angry because it's starting up again. These fans just cannot leave us alone. They can't. They have to keep dragging up the past and digging it up. And they have to keep putting out their little tweets to upset and call people out. Like, leave it out, you bunch of muppets. You've lost. You've actually lost the war, as you've called it. You've lost, right? The audiences are down, right? The show's in the shitter. He's lost, right? She's gone. Told you she was going. He's kept calling me a liar. She was supposed to go before Series 13. Even Chris Chibnall now has admitted that he was going to leave before Series 13. I was right. I told you chaos in Cardiff happened. Nobody believed me. It did happen. Right? There's been problems with this fucking era since day one, and it was being an absolute disgrace the way it's being handled. And all you guys that out there in this fandom that supported this ought to be ashamed of yourselves. We're in this state because of you guys. Nothing to do with us. All we've ever wanted is Doctor Who to be made and respected properly. Right? Couldn't even do that. Couldn't even do that. You couldn't even watch Doctor Who to escape anymore. You watch Doctor Who, oh, you're a bad person because you won't clean up the environment. Oh, you're a bad person because you're responsible for climate change. Oh, you're a bad person because, look, you're bad to this person. Oh, you're a bad person because blah, blah, blah. Oh, and if you have cancer, I don't give a shit. Yeah? I'm socially awkward. Feck off. I'm not a right winger. See, there's the thing. You're a moron, right? I am not a right wing person, right? I'm from Ireland, yeah. I don't have. We don't. We've got. We've got Sinn Féin. We've got Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, right? And all of those three parties are similar to each other, right? They're not right wing, left wing, or anything like that. There's one party that's probably central to the rest of them. Sinn Féin's gone a little bit more left. The Republican parties, as they're called, are Republican, right? I'm not a right wing person, right? I'm from the. I'm not even left wing either, right? And it might shock you. There's certain policies from the left that I actually agree with, certain policies on your right that I agree with, but I don't have no political affiliation. I have no political affiliation. So don't be coming in here calling me a right wing, blah, blah, blah. You know nothing about me. You know nothing about what politics or who I support, right? Because I don't talk about who I support politically. And to be quite fucking honest with you, it's none of your business. And even if I was right wing, what's it to fucking you anyway? You little leftist twat-head. All I want is this for the world. It's as simple as this. And you can call it right wing, left wing, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But this is what I want. I want everybody on the planet to get along, no matter their gender, their race, or their fucking religion. I want the end of world hunger, and I don't want any wars in the fucking world. And I want everybody to get on. Now, if that's right wing, you can shove it up your backside and feck off. All right? Idiots. Oh, you're right wing because you didn't like Jodie Whittaker. Oh, you're right wing because you didn't like Tolson Cole and Nip Gill. Oh, you're right wing because you won't follow the politics that we follow. Should hear yourselves sometimes. Right? Seriously, yous are idiots. And yous are. And if yous want to store it up, that's fine, store it up. I'm here. I haven't gone anywhere. I might have gone quiet for a while. Yeah? But be under no illusion, if this bullshit starts up again, I'll be front and fucking centre like I was the last time. And I don't give a shit who gets in my way. Right? If you're going to start attacking this fandom again, like you did for the last 5 years, well, I'm going to be right here, central, fighting back. Right? Because it ain't happening. It ain't happening again. And we'll make sure it doesn't happen. Right? So we're not having 5 years like we did the last time. No way. Right? That's it. I just want everybody to get on. Right? That's all I've ever wanted in life. Everybody to get on. The end of world hunger. No wars in the world. Everything that we all strive, that we want. Right? That's what I want. That's all I want. Fuck's sake. Leave it out. Right? The reason why we are in this mess is because of the left and the fucking right. Both are just as bad as fucking each other. And I'll say that. They are. Both sides are as bad as each other. Fucking both of them have disrupted all of us ordinary fucking citizens that just want to get on with their lives. Right? And to be left alone. And to be able to afford their electricity, food on the fucking table, pay their bills. Right? And to die old, right? But gracefully, yeah. I hear young kids today now. When you get to a certain age, we should put old people down. They're a burden on society. How fucking dare you never speak like that about any old person? Oh my God, we grew up a time where you respect your fucking elders. Respect your elders. I had a great grandmother, right? I swear to good God, she was bedridden all me life I was born. And I used to be frightened of her because she was about 90 odd years of age, right? And you can imagine what someone, not like the Queen 90 odd years of age. This was like she looked 90 odd years of age, right? She was bedridden since she was in her 40s, so 50 years over bedridden, man. I remember my first Holy Communion. right? And I was terrified of her. And because I was terrified of her, I didn't want to go out. I showed a little bit of lack of respect. Yeah. But they're on my first Holy Communion, and I heard she wanted to see me, right? And I was saying to me, I'm afraid to go over. And she said, go over. She's lovely, right? And I went over, and I sat with her for over 2.5 hours, and she just kept looking at me and rubbing me hair. She couldn't talk. She had a stroke, but you could see the joy in her eyes, man. And ever since then, and it was a kid. You can imagine your first Holy Communion, so you're only a kid, what, 7 or 8 years of age. That had a huge impact on me. And then from that day on, I always had that. And it was instilled by my parents anyway. Always respect your elders, right? And these kids wonder why I give out. You have never shown me any respect, so why should I show you guys respect? These are all saying, oh, no, should show respect. Well, show me respect. It's a two-way thing here. Right? You mightn't agree with me, right? But show fucking respect. I'll show respect back. I had a conversation with a lot of the lads that basically I had fallen outs with in the fandom. And I was able to have a chat with them. A nice, reasonable chat. Right? And then they heard my side of the story and heard why I had the opinions that I had. And they came to an understanding. And that's the way it should be. They mightn't agree with me, but they came to an understanding. And that's all we've ever wanted in this fandom. No, keep speaking your mind. That's why I listen to you. I'm never going to stop. Listen, yes, I have quietened down a bit, right? But I'm seeing this nonsense starting back up again. And I'm not going to stay silent, Daniel, because as I said, I don't know if you heard me. I was telling people that you're not even going to review the RTD era anymore. And I said, I don't fucking blame you. And that's why I got angry. I don't blame him. Because as soon as he says something that doesn't go with the narrative that these people want, they're going to attack him. So why should he do it? Why should he put himself through that mental trauma? Because that's exactly what it is. And I don't blame. Do you know what? It is a fucking shame. I will say that. It is a shame. And I wish in some ways that he would do it. But he's made his decision. I respect it. And I'll back him 100%. Because I want Daniel's well-being. Daniel's well-being is more important than reviews of a TV show. And if he feels that that's going to cause him disruption, well then, he has my support. Always. But it is a goddamn shame. And I'm going to say it is a goddamn shame. Fans like him, right, should not have to feel like they can't review their favourite TV show because they're afraid of being attacked. Think about that. Think about that. And I know there's 32 of you watching, and I know some of you are actually fans on the other side of the fandom. But hear what I'm saying here, right? You're literally attacking people that are reviewing a TV show because you don't like their opinions, or you believe that they're being sexist, racist, and misogynist without actually looking into it. And you're taking things out of context or misrepresenting people. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to the fact that you are actually bullying people for having a different opinion to you guys. We got Queen Charlotte in the chat and the ledge. As I said, though, let's bring it back to what we were talking about anyway. But if anybody, because I see Charlotte and Daniel are in here, if you do want to give an opinion, let me know and I'll send you an email. But if you want to talk about Doctor Who Unleashed, the rumour that it's coming back, and if one of you want to come on and talk about Stephen Moffat rumour, apparently he's supposed to be coming back and doing a couple of stories for the RTD era. So if you would like to come on, anybody that is, if you'd like to come on and give your opinion, no white men in my Doctor Who. I don't care. I don't care what you say. Again, you know, your racism is there for everybody to see. Your racism is there for everybody to see. To say that because I'm a white man, I can't watch Doctor Who, it is a pathetic. It is pathetic. Can't Noel got honey do? I've got honey do chores. LOL. Okay, yeah. Don't. If you got the chores to do, don't. If the missus tells you to do the chores, do the chores. Yeah. Unfortunately, Noel, this mindset of Whovian world over is eternal, good or bad. Sure, Noel, just for a bit. So yeah, if I'll bring on the Ledge and his co-host if they want to come on. Daniel, I'll send you the link. You don't have to come on if you don't want to, because I know, like, you only come on every so often now because of everything that's gone on. But if you want to come on, I will send you the email anyway, and you can pop on if you want, and I'll bring your co-host on as well. Be nice to have the two of you on, actually. That's if you want to. No, you don't have to, right? I'm just pissed off, man, with this fandom. It's gone too far. It's gone too far. And people have this perception of me that's not true. And look, I used to care, right? I'm not going to say I still don't care a little bit. Of course I do. You don't want people thinking bad of you, right? You actually don't. It's not a nice feeling. Let's just put it that way. It's not. But I've gotten so used to it now, and I shouldn't be used to it. That's the point, though, isn't it? Shouldn't have to be used to it, but that's the way it's gone. That's the way it's gone. Psychic Beats, we value you and appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Did I miss something, Psychic Beat? To be honest, I think most of that side of the fandom are mental. I wouldn't even consider myself part of that fandom. I just like Doctor Who and come to this channel to chat sometimes. I love that comment, though, man. To be honest, I think most of the side of that fandom are mental. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ, wow, yeah. Oh, yous are so funny. I love yous all. I love yous all. Even the people that hate me. You know, as I said, I hold no ill will. Can you send it through? It's where our course I fucking can. And for you, Ledge. And for you. No fucking problem. Hold on. Man, I had a shower, yeah. And it was too warm. So I decided to turn the hot water kind of out and had a cold shower. I'm still fucking roasting, man. I'm still roasting. Like, the sun is right facing me now. The big bay window is there, and I'm melting. I'm melting like the Wicked Witch out of the Wizard of Oz. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. By the way, don't mind me. It's just what, look, I didn't even mean to have a rant, but it needed to be said because I'm getting sick and tired of people dictating in this fandom, telling people who can and can't be fans. I mean, you need to really kind of get over the fact that people didn't like the era. It's as simple as that. You just need to, because it's no good. It's no good. It's no good. Harping on about the past. Got to move on. Right, Daniel, that's sent to you there. I hope. Oh no, he got it. There he is. He's there. He's there. Charlotte, do you need to? I sent you the email as well, but do you need me to send it through Messenger for you? Let me know. But he's here. He's here. Grant. I thought that was Charlotte first because Daniel said send it on Twitter. Oh no, there they are. Right. Came for news. Stayed for the rants. Thank you, Nate. Look, again, I didn't come on here to rant, but I'm not going to have people dictating. And when I did see that Daniel had done that video, I said he wasn't. And I seen that big long message he threw up on Facebook. I was like, here, that's it. I've stayed quiet too long because I didn't want to get involved in this shit again. And I still don't. But I'm going to call this out because bang out of order. bang out of order. And then there's people on Twitter I'm seeing they're sending me, people are sending me, oh, please don't send me stuff, will you? I keep telling people, please don't send me stuff though. But they keep saying, but no, look, they're telling people this, that, and the other, and nobody is talking about, and I know Gobby Guy is, but there's nobody else talking about it. Can you highlight it? And I said, you know what? Fuck it. Here we go. So there, I've highlighted it. So keep it up, go on. Because if you just want me back again, giving out, then keep it up. Keep it up. I don't mind. I've been refreshed now for the last couple of months anyway. So bring it on. Bring it on. This time I'll take no prisoners though. Anyway, let's bring on our two amazing guests. Can't wait to bring these two on together. So it's the Queen and it's the legend on Scottish Davros. It's the one and only Queen Charlotte.
Hello, everybody.
Scottish Davros, the legend himself.
Hello to the pair of you. Long time no see.
This is old school. This is old school. So anybody that has been with the channel a long time know that this was kind of me regular panel, kind of originally. It would have been Daniel first and then Charlotte came along. But it was always me and Daniel first. But it's nice to see you back. And welcome. And I won't obviously bring up, you've already said your piece on it, and I said my piece. I am pissed off, but look, you've made your decision, but it is sad. But we'll leave it there because obviously I didn't bring you on to talk about that. That'd be unfair. But we'll start with these Stephen Moffat rumours, guys. So, I mean, look, we said it on this channel, didn't we? We said that, you know, if RTD is coming back, don't be surprised if Stephen Moffat also comes back. And now it's come from the Doctor Who fan page on Facebook. So I don't know how reliable they are, but I have seen some of the other stuff that they put up as being, and they've been totally way off.
It's kinda a hit and miss sort of page for rumours. I find it's very hit and miss.
Yeah, what I find is that they basically get any rumour going, like with no sort of checking on how credible it is. Just any rumour in the fandom, that page tends to throw up. So it could be something, it could not.
Hold on. What? Hold on. Sorry, I don't keep. We want you locked on, right? I'll tell you what. We'll all pack our bags, right? And we'll leave, right? And we'll see how long the show stays on TV, right? If you really want to actually play that game, right? I can go and have a conference with all the other big YouTubers that I know. They can go and have a word with the bigger YouTubers that they know. And then we can all come together and basically do videos and ask everybody to boycott Doctor Who. We'll see how long it lasts then, right? You don't realise something, right? Without us, you won't have a show, right? So if you want us locked on, I'm not even arguing here, right? If you really want us gone, I say, let's do it, right? We'll see how long it lasts. Won't last long, my friend, right? Even RTD won't last long if we walked, right? It's as simple as that. And this is not arrogance, right? That's the truth of the matter, right? Already half of the fandom is gone already, right? So you want the rest of us gone and to leave, 2 million of you guys left watching the show each week, because that's how many watched Legend of the Sea Devils. 2 million, right? So that's how many of yous are left. And not even that, I would say. I say it's even less than 2 million. So fair enough. If you want us to go, we'll go, right? No show is going to stay on the air if it has 2 million viewers. Trust me, it'll be gone, right? That was on any other station or any other network, the show would be cancelled. So you want us gone, play that game, fine. Play that game. We can organise and rally this fandom, right? And we get everybody to leave then, if that's what you want, right? You want to test us, we could show you now, because you think you have the power. You've actually lost the power. You have no power in this fandom anymore. But if you want to test us and you want us to get a boycott going, right, and we'll get everybody on our side of the argument that didn't like this area to boycott the show, we'll see how long it lasts. Because whether you like it or not, even though most of us were complaining about, we were still watching it, right? We still watched every single episode, right, of every season, including the special. So now you're telling us to go, even though we watched it. Fair enough, we'll go. The show won't last 5 minutes without us. So again, this kind of attitude that you have is the wrong way to go about it. As I said, you need to get over the fact that we didn't like this era, right? It's as simple as that. And if you can't do that, I suggest you're the one that should live. Because why should we live? We're the ones that have been buying the merch for the last few decades, right?
Yep.
We're the ones that have spent our lives and our childhoods on this show, okay? I'm 42 years of age. I'm watching this show since the early 80s, and you're telling me that fans like me need to go? Sorry, without fans like me, Doctor Who wouldn't even be on air again, right?
Yeah,
We
and
were.
it's not
Go on.
just that. What's coming up? The 60th anniversary. This show has been going for 60 plus years. That means there's a lot of generations here. There's a lot of fans here of multiple ages, of multiple creeds,
Exactly.
of
Yeah.
sexes, of everything, and we've stuck with this show. But some of you, not everybody, because there's genuine fans of the current era, and I
Yeah.
have no ill will if you're
No,
genuine a fan. But the people who are deliberately kicking up a fuss and trying to provoke,
exactly.
w-
Exactly.
w- you lot have only been around for one era. Some of you, we've been around for multiple. Me and Daniel started in 2005, no longer.
Yeah. But it doesn't
And
matter. See how me, Daniel, and Charlotte get on. We're different generations of Doctor Who fan, right?
Yeah.
Charlotte doesn't always agree with me, and I don't always agree with Charlotte, and Daniel's the same, right? We're not. If we did, it would be fucking boring.
Yep.
It'd be boring. We'd be boring people.
no, me and Daniel, even though we're best mates, we've had arguments about Peter Capaldi, haven't we, Daniel?
Yeah,
Different-
countless
different
times.
viewpoints of different episodes of Capaldi, and I love them, and Daniel either hates them or vice versa.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Look, I've no problem. Again, as I said, there are genuine fans of this era. We're not dismissing them. They're the fans that have just watched this show and haven't engaged in any of the nastiness, right? The fans that I'm talking about ardent fans. Let's be honest, they were fans of Jodie Whittaker, or they were fans of the fact that she was a female doctor and it was, it was empowering the modern feminist today, right? That's it. Right? As soon as she said that she was hanging up our Tardis key, a lot of them said they were going to go, but a lot of them changed their mind because, no, a lot of them were saying, oh, well, if you replace us with a man, I'm gone. I'm done. I'm done. Same old thing again, right? And then as soon as Shooty was cast, they were like, oh, shit, we can't go. We can't go. Person of colour. Oh, we got to BLM on their profiles. Come on, let's show support. All this rubbish.
Yeah.
Right? They wouldn't leave. They're hypocrites. Still a male doctor. Though. Right? It doesn't matter about his skin colour. He's a male doctor. Right? You said you were going to leave, but you won't leave now. You get all these BLM flags out, won't you? And these are BLM and on these profiles, and he's be like, these are racist if you don't like Shooty. By the way, I love Shooty's casting.
Same.
Yeah,
no.
I think he's going to be an excellent incarnation, and he's very humble towards the fan base as well, which is refreshing to actually see that sort of compassion and enthusiasm towards the fan again, because we haven't had that sort of warmth from the main act for the last 5 years almost.
Yeah, and I've also been watching Sex Education since the announcement. I'm going through it bit by bit because there's a lot of episodes, and the more I've watched of him in that, obviously his character in Sex Education is very much its own character. I'm not expecting that same character again.
Yeah.
But what I am seeing, just as a more general thing of him, he is so energetic. He's so just sort of bubbly and lovely in that show, and I can't wait to have that as
So,
our Doctor.
do you think we might get another kind of slash Matt Smith kind of Doctor? Not saying that he'll play it like Matt Smith, but he'll get that kind of energy.
I think we're going to get a bit of a Tigger Doctor again. Like, he sort of reminds me a bit of Tigger. But I think it's going to be his own take.
That's a good way of putting it. Tigger is hyper as fuck, but that's a good way of putting it, actually.
Sound like you've sent me off again now,
We'll have to use that now. We'll have to use that. Right, we'll trademark that one.
Hashtag Tigger.
But that's what I mean. I think we're going to get that sort of energy like Matt a little bit, but I think he's very much going to take his own spin, because he has said in interviews he's going to do his own thing.
Yeah.
But he just naturally has charisma, he has energy, he has charm, and I think at least we're going to have a lot of those three things in his Doctor. But
so, nice little segue though. Stephen Moffat writing for him. He wrote for Matt Smith's Doctor, and the fourth season, let's be honest, the fourth season of Moffat's reign is actually a pretty good season. I actually think it's his best season, that and season 10, in my opinion. That's just my opinion anyway. But the way he was written there, I don't think it was a long shot thinking that Stephen Moffat come back. But if it actually does happen, I'll be delighted for the point that I made earlier on. There's a lot in the fandom that still believe he's a sexist pig, and if he comes back, they're gone. They're done with Doctor Who. I'll be glad if he comes back, because we need to get rid of, as I said, this fandom needs a purge right now. Bring him back. But let's be honest, we have always all said this. When he wrote for RTD's era the first time, when he was doing single episodes, he was absolutely superb. It was just a showrunner. He got kind of, I won't say it was arrogance. I don't think it was ever arrogance from Stephen Moffat. I think he believed in his own ability, but then when people started to hype him up, I think he did start to believe his own hype, but not in an arrogant way. But I think he was starting to believe in his own hype, and then he wouldn't always deliver on the big storylines and the cliffhangers and the plots and the subplots and stuff like that. But this will be interesting if he is writing for Shooty, because the first thing that popped into my head is when I seen the rumor, which I still kind of find hard to believe is a rumor. I think this is just someone speculating. They've put it out as a rumor. But if he comes back, the first thing that popped into my head was Weeping Angels again. But this is Stephen Moffat writing the Weeping Angels. What do you think, Charlotte? You said no. Go on. What's your theory on it?
No, I just think the Angels need a bit of a rest, because we've just had them in I think in an episode which didn't treat them particularly well from my viewpoint. So I'd like to just see a bit of a rest. But no, I agree. I think we know how close Russell and Stephen still are. We know how much they still talk. So it would make sense Russell would be like, oh, whenever you're free, you can write some episodes. And I really think Moffat would really love coming back after having a break, because it did burn him out by the end. You could see that. And another reason why I think this is true is, I don't know if you remember, Moffat has seen Shooty's audition tape. Russell sent him it.
Oh, yeah, and he did make those comments that we were actually going to be really feckin' surprised and stuff, and that what he had that he's seen some of the stuff that RTD has actually, he's actually going to do, and it's all amazing. Now, Moffat doesn't blow smoke up Russell's backside for no reason. If he's blown smoke up there, it's because he honestly believes that RTD has created something absolutely brilliant.
Well, I think it's a bit of business, like show business, saying something's good, because they all do it. But the one that's making me think is, if he has already seen Shooty's Doctor as an audition tape, he has got a brilliant base to write for him. because he's already got a little hint of what he's going to be like. So it wouldn't be like completely cold he'd write if he is writing episodes. So the thing that really made me think this rumor's true is that he's come out and said, oh, he sent me the audition and it was this brilliant hero again, and he was really complimentary to Shooty. So that's what makes me think there could be something more to this.
Oh man. Oh look. For me, this would be, well, actually, Peter Capaldi coming back for the 60th celebration would be the icing on the cake for me.
Yeah.
But if Moffat was to come back for RTD for Series 14, for Shooty's fourth series, and pen a couple of episodes, I think that would be the icing on the cake for a lot of fans too. Look, Moffat gets stick, and in some places rightly so, but overall, he still did give us doctors that we all loved. Let's be honest. We loved Matt Smith. We loved Peter Capaldi. And look, within all of those seasons, there were episodes that stood out that were very powerful, that were brilliant. So, look, bring it on. And then just announce Murray Gold as well. While you're at it, just announce Murray Gold as well. Do you know what? On the same day that you say Stephen Moffat is penning a few episodes for you, you should come out and say, by the way, here's another surprise for you. Murray Gold's back as well. Right? And then what you do then is right, let it die down for a couple of days. Let the fans chew that up and process that news. Right? And then a couple of days later then, do a logo reveal with a bit of new Murray Gold music in the background, revealing the logo. Bang! Doctor Who is back. There you go. Fans will be excited. Fever pitch. You think it was fever pitch when RTD was announced? The fandom will go into meltdown. It'll go into meltdown. Like, Centenary's dead. Forget about the Centenary. Nobody gives a shit about it. Done. It's done. Right? Nobody cares. You might as well just fling it out. Nobody will care. I'll be surprised if it gets 2 million. I'll be surprised, but I won't be cruel. But Danny, you haven't. Go on. You were going to say something anyway.
It'll be very fortunate to receive million, but in terms of Stephen Moffat coming back into the fold, I'm actually pretty excited at the prospect of that, because in my opinion, Stephen Moffat's episodes in the RTD era are all sort of outstanding episodes, and even Moffat is a smart man, but however, he kinda needs somebody to be his sort of sharper on, basically, and I think RTD is the perfect combination with even more Moffat, to be honest. So I think it's a recipe for success, and because there's already a proven track record.
There's a comment there. I'll pull up the other comment that because Psychic Beats actually has put up 3 interesting comments. Let's see what you guys think. So the first comment here, it says Stephen Moffat made the best episodes. All the episodes he did in RTD's era were better than any of RTD's own.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I'd say he had some absolutely belting episodes, but RTD also had some belting ones.
Yeah, I would agree with Charlotte's assessment.
Yeah,
on
same
that.
here.
And then you followed up and said you think he was the best thing that happened to the show. A lot of fans do actually feel Moffat was the best thing to happen to the show, and that there's nothing wrong with that. I would disagree with it personally. I think you don't have Doctor Who without RTD, and I don't think, I'm not saying you're dismissing him or anything, but I don't think his role should be diminished or in any way. I do believe. I agree with Charlotte. I think he wrote some great episodes himself. But the Moffat ones were really good as well. I'm not going to lie. But you did add, and I will be fair, you did add though. I don't think you get RTD Doctor Who without a bit of Moffat too. Everyone else has returned. Why wouldn't he? And I think
Yeah,
that is a
exactly.
good valid point there. I mean, you're right. The first era, the fourth season, Moffat pens a couple of episodes, doesn't he? And they're very good.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'd agree with that. You panel would agree with that as well, wouldn't you? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's
I think if we don't get Moffat writing episodes, I suspect he's going to be a producer or an
yeah.
executive at least. If he's not
Mhm.
writing episodes, let's put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, see, to be honest with you, I would be happy to have more of it in some sort of capacity because he's sort of earned to the right to contribute because he has wrote some fantastic episode, so he's earned to that right to be in the right in the right so I hope he's a permanent so I hope he's a permanent fixture in the writing because I do think that you do need even more of it and it is to kind of add a bit of extra spice and the writing of the series.
Yeah, do you know what? This whole situation's got me thinking of something. So, do you remember we were talking on this channel and I told you there was basically, it was between Moffat and RTD that both of them were going head to head. What if,
Yeah,
while they were coming up with that plan, right? Because this is what I'm starting to believe is the truth. So they concocted this, that they would pretend to fight it out with each other, knowing that the Sony deal was going to happen with Bad Wolf
yeah,
anyway, right? Which would make Bad Wolf the more powerful than Moffat's production company, right? But there was an agreement there in the deal, right? If I get it, I'll bring you in anyway, and we'll
yeah,
write the show. We'll write the show together. We will
yeah.
be the showrunners. Now, I know what hasn't been made official, right? But maybe
But that's kind of
somewhere down the line we might get in the net. No, I'm not saying soon, but maybe somewhere down the line, maybe a season into shooty, then Stephen Moffat is brought on as an executive producer, and then he starts having a bit more influence. And then when RTD decides to step down again, who's there? Stephen Moffat.
of it. Yeah,
And then the
but
both of
that
them can do their own era. That way, then both of them get what they wanted in the first place, which was the both of them to have Doctor Who.
but that's kind of that's kind of the either I see the direction of the show on and be honest, because if you read the pulse of the fan, a lot of fans is have been scary for even more often to return to the show, and I think that's the direction that the show is actually going to go down. I think the two of them had a sort of gentleman's agreement, if you like. So I do kind of agree with that. If that's eerie.
I just don't know. This just all, Charlotte. This all just seems too convenient for me. Think about it, right? Let's do the timeline, right? We're all down in lockdown, right? We're all looking for something Doctor Who was. For weeks, the fandom were on social media. Where's Chris Chibnall? Why isn't there something? Then Jodie did our little video, got a little bit of a reaction. And then Moffat and RTD saw their chance when Emily Cook then all of a sudden starts doing these watch alongs. I have told everybody from the start, those watch alongs didn't just happen on a whim.
Well,
Yeah, but
here's my theory with the
Go on.
watch-alongs. I think they naturally did start as just Emily's idea, probably, because she's got a long history with the magazine. She knows the fandom, and she probably saw some of the stuff on Twitter about like what we're gonna do lockdown. And you got to remember it. We just had the Timeless Child, so the fandom was very demoralised. I honestly think it started off something natural. Emily just started it as a bit of fun, and then it saw how it trended, it saw the momentum, and then maybe that's what got Moffat and Davies' eyes on it, and they saw it as this is our way now to put our foot back in. That's what it always felt like, especially with Moffat, because he came back on Twitter for a couple of days,
He
and
did.
I never would have thought before lockdown Moffat would have even entertained the idea, let alone actually made like a Twitter account again
I
and been
have
on
all these
there.
tweets. I have all
Yeah.
these tweets in video form. I could throw them
Yeah.
back up and just remind all of you what RTD and Stephen Moffat were saying during these lockdown tweet alongs. I have the tweets.
Yeah, and it's what and a thing that made me think more to do the Moffat angle, which is I think it, like I said, it started off natural, and then they just saw they just saw the momentum, because think about the video Moffat wrote.
or the Strax video.
That had digs at Chibnall. We
It
all
did.
said that at the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
where
just
he mentioned something about, this doesn't seem the same now that there's over something amount of doctors or something, wasn't it, or something like that.
That's what Russell said as a joke on Twitter. I think on Instagram. I can't remember what it was, but the Strax video had like they basically took the mick out the Timeless Child,
Yeah.
being like, "Oh, everything you think's gonna change, but it won't." And like they showed a video of Sasha's master with a joke, and it was just like, "Oh, you were ripping into Chibnall."
Yeah.
So
Because because even though the two of them are pals with Chibnall, but behind the scenes behind the scenes both of those ads but Ian's would be spontaneous, so it us in, because I don't think the two of them are particularly happy with the that whole story arc came about and so he done because I think both of the I think both of those previous showrunners, even though they've been away from the show for a number of years now, I think both of them are particularly proud of their contributions and legacies to the show.
yeah,
I
and
also think, sorry, Charlotte, I was just going to say real quickly before you pop in. I think there's also, though, Moffat and RTD have both spoken over the years about some of the regrets they've had.
Yeah.
And this could be another reason why they would like to come back and do their thing. Maybe to kind of, correct those mistakes, or not even do that, but to give the fans something, because they feel like they might owe the fans, because because both showrunners people forget, both showrunners did get a bit of criticism, you know what I mean? So I think this could be a way, but go on, Charlie, you were going to say something there. Sorry about that.
I was going to say, I honestly think both showrunners just understood that the whole making the Doctor this endlessly regenerating magic sort of figure just completely demystifies the character.
Yeah.
It turns the Doctor from just any old Time Lord that just happened to go on adventures that just happened to sort of become this figure of legend. Anybody can do that technically, and that's the appeal of the Doctor. Anybody can relate. Not very few people can relate to basically an immortal being, which is what the timeless child did. And I just think that's what they both sort of saw. Even if they're friends with Chibnall, they're still fans and they're still creatives. You can be
Yeah.
I think this is what people misunderstand a bit. You can be a friend, you can be professional, but you can still have your own creative vision, and you can still look at something and go, oh, that doesn't quite work. But I'm still your friend. Like, I'm still your work buddy. I'm not going to completely and that's what people need to understand about when they come out in interviews and they'll sound nice and they'll sound like they're giving credit to Chibnall. That's just the business. And you can't take it as them okaying anything, because they'll have their own thoughts and their own creative vision. And I honestly think Russell, he's not going to outwardly undo the Timeless Child arc. And I think Moffat also, if he ends up writing, he's going to have the same attitude. They're not going to outwardly come out and undo it. They're just going to sort of slowly
ignore
weave it. Ignore it or slightly turn it a different way. So it doesn't
that was another thing that annoyed me, that fans were expecting RTD to fix. They don't get it. Yeah, they might personally not like what he's done with Doctor Who, but they're still friends with Chris Chibnall no matter what. Like, they are still friends. Like, they are a close group. So they're not going to come out and automatically, undo everything that he did. Maybe they probably, or RTD's probably gone to him, probably advised him, look, can you maybe change so I can, when I do my, you know what I mean, come to some sort of agreement. Maybe he'd try tidy it up now with this last episode, but to leave it to the last episode to do it, to me, is a travesty anyway. But if he fucking does it and makes it that none of this is actually real, I'll take it. Whatever which way he does it, I'll just bleed and take it so we can move on from this nonsense. But let's hope he does that, because, look, I'm still RTD is making it very hard for me to back him right now, personally. But the thing that I'm thinking about is he's writing for Doctor Who, and that's all I'm thinking about right now. So, does anybody want to add anything else to the Moffat conversation before we move on to the Unleashed, Doctor Who Unleashed? Because I do want to talk about that as well.
But also as well, if you kind of look at Moffat's history of his episodes, they're all very different genres and all very different genres and styles of story, which adds a bit of uniqueness to his writing.
Yeah, Moffat, I will say that, look, I don't like the fairy tale nonsense that he introduced into Doctor Who, but he is a very versatile writer. But so is RTD. Look, we're in for some look, either way, whether Stephen Moffat comes back or not, right? It's besides the point. Right now, we got a showrunner that we know has already done the job once before, right? So if he look, he's gonna surpass what he did the last time, because he's a better writer now. So I've no problems with that, right? The thing about it is now, he's got to get the balance right though, because I don't want them kind of trying to harp back to his old era, because that's not going to work. He has to bring us something new. But look, if he brings Moffat on board, Murray Gold on board, they're bonuses. We've already got the main prize. The main prize is the guy that brought Doctor Who back in 2000. He's the main prize. So everything else is a bonus. Go ahead, though.
I was going to say, and also for me, we've got Julie and Phil. I think that trio is the prize for me.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with you. No, I would agree with you, because they come as a package deal. I agree. No, I agree with you 100%. But they are the real prize. Anything else is a bonus. Anything else now we get is a bleeding bonus. And we've already gotten some lovely surprises. we've got Catherine Tate back there. We've got David Tennant back for this holiday special, wherever you want to call it. I'm not going to say 60th because I believe something's going to happen before. I'm still sticking to that, by the way. But we've already got a few little surprises, right?
Yeah.
And if we go by what Moffat is saying, the plans for Shooty's Doctor are out to go by, well then we're in for something really, really good. And I want to go. I'm trying to keep the good feel factor going, but there's plenty of people out there, including RTD, and I just want to say I'm not giving out to you, but just stop me. We get it, right? We actually understand. The people at home actually know. They don't need you to bang on about it. Come on, just concentrate on writing your Doctor Who, right?
Yeah,
Let
it's
your
better
writing
than
let your
that.
writing do the talking. Mate, we've waited 5 years for this. Please don't screw it up. Because
Yeah,
I've backed you from day one.
yeah,
And I
same here.
actually
Same.
annoyed a couple of people because I backed you from day
Yeah,
one. But
same.
the reason why I backed you from day one is because what you did in 2005. I firmly believe that you are the right man. But please do not prove me wrong. Just concentrate on your show and let your writing do the talking. And if you do that, trust me, I believe you can win everybody back over. Even though there'll be people saying they won't come back. Trust me, if you give some of the best
Yeah,
writing of your career and you give us one of the best doctors that we've ever seen, it doesn't matter about skin color, gender, and all of that other rubbish that's being talked about now. That'll all wash away, and the focus will be on the fucking show and the
it,
writing and the characters, what it should be.
yep.
Anyway, does
And
anybody else?
and you've kind of got a new member in the chat there.
Yes, thank you,
What
Nordthorf.
Yeah, I was
offers
going to say
became a
that
member?
actually. Yeah, so Tim has become a member of the Tardis Zone. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. It's nice to welcome a new member. As I said, we have figured out that lower tier now. So as I said, it gives you access to the member streams. Obviously, the $4.99 crew get the extra perks.
Yeah,
Obviously, this level gives you access to the streams. So yeah, thank you for that. Tim said if I did put this price up, that he would sign up and true to his word. So I appreciate that, man.
yep,
True to his word. So there's an extra tier there, and remember, for you guys that do have memberships right now, I don't have a big channel, so it costs a fortune to buy fucking gift memberships, which is ridiculous. You think as the host, I could actually give them out for nothing, but apparently I can't. Right? So you can gift memberships to your fellow members if you want to. If there's a birthday or something, if you want to give someone in the members in the chat a birthday present or a Christmas present or whatever, it's there.
yeah,
Just thought I'd let you know. Well, I'm supposed to. That's the thing. It's they give you a whole list of. It's ridiculous, man. I don't want to be focusing on that, but you have to let everybody know. So there's the
yeah,
companion. There's the companion level, 199, and then there's Time Lord level, which is 499. 499 gives you your badges, extra perks, and all of that. We will be getting the emojis done as soon as we can. I've put up one or two stickers already. They're the Tardis Zone logo, but we'll obviously get more done, and as soon as they're done, they'll be available as well. I think it's a lot of bots. You should just auto-generate shit for you. Just throw
yeah. They should.
you have to create your own. It's yeah.
That's shite.
It doesn't matter. Look, you have to. But this is the thing. If you have to learn. But Lee again, nice of him. He said he would. I just have to give him the dimensions, and he'll sort something out for me. Which will be great. So we'll get around to that. But let's move on anyway from Stephen Moffat, and
Yeah,
let's talk about the news. Obviously, Radio Times, TV Zone magazine broke it as well. The article's in the link description, folks. By the way, we got another new member now as well.
yeah. Tardis Spider.
Tardis Spider.
Thank you.
That's absolutely fantastic. Thank you again. Again, you have access to those streams there. So you have about, I don't know how many streams you have there, but I think there's about 8, maybe more there right now at the moment. So he's got plenty of streams, nice interviews with Daniel. We did one with Daniel. We actually have one coming up with Queen Charlotte. We will organise the date. I'll just have to get Ian on. And then, obviously, as I said, we've got more guests lined up, and one of them is Queen Charlotte. So look out for those member streams. We've got the RTD member streams as well. And we're actually on the Unquiet Dead, which is one of my favourite episodes coming up as well. So thanks for that, guys. Tardis, Spider, and Tim for becoming members. But let's get into this whole Doctor Who Unleashed. So it's gonna be like Doctor Who Confidential. It's gonna have kind of the similar format as Doctor Who Confidential. So the first question I have to ask is, why didn't they just call it Doctor Who Confidential?
Exactly. Exactly. Because I think the new name's actually a pretty rap. I prefer to the Doctor Who Confidential name because it had a sort of catchy sort of name to it, but unused sounds generic.
I actually thought it sounded all right. I thought it sounded pretty cool. But
well, just to add what Daniel was saying, just to add to what Daniel was saying, I said to my brother, "Oh, there's a rumor going around that Doctor Who Confidential's coming back on BBC Three." He goes, "All right, what they called it?" And I said, "Well, the rumor is Doctor Who Unleashed." And my brother's response was, "That sounds like a bad fan fiction title."
Oh my god. I must be the only one. Does anybody else in the chat got a problem with Doctor Who Unleashed, the title for this new show? Let me know in the chat, because that's just funny.
It just sounds a tiny bit try hard. That's what I think.
But do you think they're probably, because they're trying to make this show global now, they're kind of using a word like unleashed, so like in America that will look, because unleashed to Americans, that'd be, because the Americans are all, maybe it's because it's going to be shown in both sides of the pond, maybe that's why. But I think it's all right. I mean, but why didn't they just keep it as Doctor Who Confidential? I mean, I think that would have been best to keep it at the name. But what do you think of the idea of a show of the similar format coming back? Do you think it's a good idea? And I would add, do you think it's time that that they had a Doctor Who fan show like they used to have in the day? Not obviously with the current members that work for the BBC, but if they did something like the Timeless, the Time Team again, old and young fans together coming on, say on the YouTube channel, say after Unleashed is finished, and then say do an hour on YouTube talking about the episode. Would you be up for something like that as well?
Yeah, because sorry for cutting you off.
No, I was shouting it's fun, but go ahead. I won't say nothing. She'll reprimand you after. She'll reprimand you after. Go on.
But it's been a while. I'm probably going to get a bit in the balls after the
guys, if you don't see Daniel tomorrow, he's after being told off. But anyway, go on.
But yeah, I think the more extra content we get, the better. Because it allows the fans to access the IP again, but in terms of the whole behind the scenes show, it'll inspire a new generation to maybe start to get into the industry and create their own independent projects and stuff as well, because maybe the audience will be sitting at home and and I fancy a shot at me, maybe at maybe creating my own my own series or whatever, and I think it's well and I think it's well as I think it's well as passionate fans as you are in the channel and everybody in the chat are as well. I think we enjoy seeing seeing all the costumes and that and how they came to makes you makes you feel a bit closer to the show, so I'm all alright.
Do you know what? Can I just say before Charlotte said something? And God, again, she's being cut off. But I just want to say I've
Used to it.
actually missed this. I've actually missed this. So thanks for coming on, Daniel, because I missed how fun the streams are when you're on. But yeah, let's see if Charlotte can get a word in now. Sorry about that. Us lads will stay silent now. Charlotte, what would you like to? Sorry, Queenie, what would you like to say?
So it's all right. I'm used to it now, especially off him. So, quick one first. I don't honestly think we need a fan show because we're doing it already. We've got multiple channels now. We've got multiple YouTubers from different parts of the fandom, all streaming, all doing shows. And I think it's the more authentic. So on that side, I don't think we need a so-called like fan thing like you were talking about. But I'm very happy that we could be possibly getting Confidential or something like that back, because what are you doing?
Is he making faces? Do you want me to sort them out?
No, I'm talking about the sound effects. But anyway,
what is the sound effects?
Sound effects.
but no, it's.
I didn't hear any sound effects. Did anybody hear any sound effects?
Yes.
It sounds like you're having a fight in your room.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm just sitting here. It's not me anyway. Oh my God, that's weird. Anyway, go on. Right.
Yeah, no, I sort of to say something different than what Daniel said. I think it'd be lovely to see the actors again, like talk on screen. I think that's maybe why we felt so connected to Russell's era with his Doctor, because we actually saw the actors like say how excited they were, and we saw them get emotional. On Type 40, we were talking about, we could all remember the Confidential when Tennant was leaving, and you actually saw him on set that day, and you saw how he was teary, and I said, do you remember when it showed the scene with the clipboard, and they drawn him regenerating on it, and it just showed how lovely that crew was and how like they were a family and how they all really cared for each other, and I just want to see that again with this new era. But then I think obviously Tennant's coming back, and I would think it would be interesting just to hear him talk about that and like coming back to this role after so many years, and it possibly being a new version of him. We don't know yet, and I just think, especially for the 60th, there's so many interesting things you can cover because of what I think the nature of it could be. We obviously don't know. So I'd love it just to have the actors again on screen, and like the props guys talking about how they make things, and like the effects guys like getting excited about explosions, and I just loved all that. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, because there's more than just the acting and the people on camera. There's also all of those people off camera, as you said. But Tardis time has put a great question to us all. He's asked a question, if a question for the panel. But does a show like Unleashed need to be shown on BBC Three instead of posting it on YouTube in this day and age? Now, a couple of people have said yes, and a couple of people have said no. Where do you stand on that? Is it right to put it on BBC Three, or would you agree with Tardis time that maybe in this day and age YouTube? But what I was thinking is maybe you could put it on BBC Three first and then download it onto the Doctor Who site then later on. Do you know what I mean? After the fact, maybe a week later, and then throw it up on YouTube. But what do you guys think about that?
Daniel?
Charlotte,
Oh,
no, Charlotte, do you want to go for first? Because I obviously answered first to the last time, so on you go. Oh.
I think
Oh,
if it's
that's great. You've given her permission and she goes there. I'm only
Yeah.
messing. I'm
he
only messing.
knows, he
I
knows.
know. I'm
Um,
only ribbing him. He knows.
Yeah.
I think if it's the same format as what it was before, I think that suits television more. If it's like a more structured, like here's your interviews, here's your bits behind the scenes, here's your props, all that. And I think they honestly, I think they could just do both. They could have maybe little things they film for YouTube or little things that just
Yeah,
get put
little
up.
snippets. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then the main big thing is the actual show on BBC Three. And I think because it was part of the routine, wasn't it, as well? Like you'd watch the
Yeah.
show, then you'd watched it on BBC Three, so you wouldn't
Yeah.
get that if it was on YouTube. But I think if they were clever, they could do both. Is my honest answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think and I think as well, I think BBC Three is the more cool the option because BBC Three's ratings are taking a huge nose.
Right now, yeah.
So I think maybe it would. It would give the ratings a much needed kick up the Jacksy because BBC don't actually on any of your channels to um if also to the so to the with an ego thing, so they want to try and get the ratings up as much as possible for
Do you know what?
BBC Three.
I was actually thinking as well, though. BBC Three could be used as the launch pad for a lot of these spin-off shows. Show
Yeah,
the fourth season on BBC Three, and then if the show's successful, right, then they put it either on the main channel or with Sony, they'll obviously put it on their streaming services. But do you know what I mean? Put it on BBC Three, see how well it does, because that's what they did with Torchwood. People forget that actually Torchwood originally started on BBC Three and then moved to BBC Two, I think, after the second season. Oh no, it was actually halfway through the fourth season because it was so popular that they moved it from BBC Three to BBC Two straight away to a different time slot.
Right, I
10:30.
remember that.
10:30. Same with Class. Ted, hey. Oh no, you see your girlfriend down there. Stop, she doesn't like you. Right, how many times have to tell you? You're poor, right? You're poor and you've got a poopy ass, right? Your girlfriend has class. She doesn't want a homeless looking dog. Anyway, Tim doesn't think anybody is going to watch it. Look, in my opinion, I think there is a place for a show like Doctor Who, Confidential, no matter what the name is. I think the behind the scenes thing is a great idea. I'll tell you why. It brings the fans closer to the people that work on the show. You know, instead of us just being close to the cast, we can get attached to these people that work behind it. And then, you know, it's great to see, as Charlotte says, you know, you see these people getting excited over explosions and stuff like that. And then you see people getting excited about this new villain they create. Oh, look, this is what we had to go through. You know, it was the most annoying thing. But by the end of it all, we get this thing. And you can see the joy in their faces. That's what this show has been lacking and missing. There was that disconnect with this current era because we had none of that. Oh, well and good if they're on the DVDs and Blu-ray. right? That's no good. Fans want to be seeing that stuff the week that's happening. The episode is on. Yeah. Do you remember they used to do a preview years ago? Preview
Yes.
first, then you'd get
Yeah.
the episode, and then they show you the behind the scenes, and then you'd obviously have fans then chatting on the Doctor Who fan show that they used to have years ago. But as you have all rightly pointed out, of course, there are YouTube channels now to fill that gap. Oh my!
Yeah.
It's because you said his girlfriend doesn't like him. He's having a go at you
Listen.
now.
He's having a go
It's
at
your
his
fault
dad.
anyway. What you bring him into me
Because
for?
you wouldn't believe. What was he yelling at?
I don't know. Go out there and see his girlfriend's there.
Goodness
It's
gracious.
probably it's either Bella or the other one with the ball.
Oh, he has to
It's the one
run
with
the
the
go.
ball.
Yeah,
He
he-
How much money?
Daniel, Ted's a player. Ted's a little player.
Yeah, Ted has two girlfriends. Yeah, none of them like him. Ugly dog. Anyway, I'm only joking. I love me dog, but he's a little fucking asshole. Just have to be straight about it anyway. But look, there's a lot they could do with BBC Three, but I think they need to throw everything at this. So bringing back a show like Doctor Who Confidential, I think is a smart bit of business. To be quite honest with you, and I'd like it to be on longer than the original show. Just have it a little bit longer and maybe have some while you're doing that, have extra interviews and stuff like that, or stuff that what they used to do as well. Well, here's future stuff to come. Give you a little bit of a hint of stuff to go. Get the fandom excited again. That's what they need to do. And to get the fandom going is what they need to do. And look, I honestly do believe it will be watched. I don't know how they'll do it in BBC America. They'll probably show it after the main show on BBC America or wherever, or BBC America still have the rights to Doctor Who now. We don't know, because of the Sony deal. So, but wherever which way they show it over there, they'll be definitely showing that show anyway. So hopefully all of that brings the fans back, or people that never seen Doctor Who see this show and they get curious. They might come across it one night, not seen an episode, and say, "Oh, geez, that looks interesting. I'll check Doctor Who out."
Yeah, because they also on BBC Three used to do repeats. They used to do reruns.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's just talking about Teddy there being a bit of a player and stuff.
He is.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah, he gets very, and then he starts doing the howling like that, like he's trying to impress, like, you know what I mean? Like, down, doggy, down. They don't like you, mate. They don't like you.
That's harsh, no.
Well, in fairness, my dog is a priest, right? He's never had a female dog and it's staying that way. He's staying celibate, right? So his girlfriends get away. It's funny because when he goes down and they come anywhere near him, he runs away like the little bitch that he is. So, like,
So my dog's like that. My dog's like that. She barks and barks, but if any dog comes towards her, she's like on her belly. Like,
that's what I mean.
Like, leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Yeah, leave me alone. I'm only messing. I didn't mean to be all mouth. That's Ted. Ted all out. But I love him, man. I love him. He's just like this because he's a bit restless. We have been bringing him out for walks, but he just gets a bit restless because he should be out. Well, we don't like to take him out in the sun, obviously, but we take him downstairs in the car park where it's cooler. But he'd rather be running around in the grass like all dogs, wouldn't they? But you can't in this weather. And he doesn't understand because they're dogs. Because you might have a little bit of intelligence, but let's be honest, compared to us, they're dumb fucks. So. Anyway, Doctor Who Confidential or Unleashed or whatever it's going to be called. Bring it on, I say.
Yep.
Bring it on. But it has been a while since I had the 2 years on. So I'll actually put it to you this way. Is there anything you guys have seen in the news related to Doctor Who that you would like to just highlight before we head off tonight? Go ahead,
Daniel,
yeah.
come on, Daniel, talk about your girlfriend. Come on.
Oh yeah. Well, I have many, so it's when you talking, I
A, a,
don't
cer-
have many.
a certain Sarah Jane actress.
Oh yeah. So apparently, Annie from Sarah Jane Adventures is getting her own big finish upset, which actually, it's actually, you see, it's about time that actually happened, because there's so much you can is there so much you could maybe um there's so much um extra bits of stories that you could actually that you could actually write for a Rani, or like Carol I've after um um after being under Sarah Jane's I and what she's doing. Be secure
Yeah.
from Sarah Jane. So I think that this could be an interesting book. I don't know what you guys think about you, Charlotte, because I know you're a big fan as well. So
Well, I just think she's done so much work, and I see her in so many dramas. That
y-
actress, she was in Vigil. She's been in a few other
yeah,
BBC things. So I think I love the fact that we saw her very young as like a child
yeah,
actor, and now she's like being big and amazing and getting these parts. So I'm just happy for her more than anything. And like you
yeah.
said, she has been doing bit work on Big
Yeah.
Finish, so it's about time she got her own proper box set.
Yeah, but she's not actually she's not actually prized in that role since the series finished. She has been playing other characters and other
Yeah.
or another odd deals. So I think it would be nice to see what that character has up to since the series has actually and the series is actually finished, because there's so much story that you could develop because she must because she must she must a lot and all each offer a Sarah Jane, so it'd be nice to see how she puts it um into into practice and our own adventures.
Here's a
Hold on, am
question
I? Can I just want to ask something? Am I missing something here? Because I hear something about members chats. Is there a separate members chat to the main chat that I'm missing? Because the only comment that I see from Nicholas there that I've seen for a while is the one with the emoji. But
they should
did
come up, surely,
did you
even if
did
it's
Yeah,
you
they should
make
come up.
did you make another comment, because I don't see it and I don't want to miss a member's chat.
y- it should have come up. Maybe it just weirdly didn't. I know YouTube has
Yeah,
been having some weird blips the last couple of
because I
days.
see his emoji one with Ted, right? Because when I read down, he says you didn't. I had a members chat now, so I went back up, and the only one that I see is the emoji with Ted. So did you actually leave a comment? If you did,
Uh,
let me know and I'll check,
I,
because I don't know what's going on here.
I was going to say,
No,
Chris, if you can't see it, Chris has like repeated it for us, so we can read Chris's out, which is
right. But
Nicholas's.
hold on, I have to see how that works. Do I have to be on my YouTube channel? Is that what you are? What probably needs to happen? Hold on, then. I'm just going to mute myself. But here,
Mhm.
while you are talking about that, obviously talking about Big Finish. Chris Eccleston is doing something on the 60th anniversary.
Yeah.
So while I'm trying to figure this chat thing out, you guys can give you our thoughts on him doing a bit of stuff for Big Finish for the 60th. It's a pity it's not for the main show, but at least it's something, I suppose. But go
Yeah.
ahead, guys.
Shall start this one?
Well, yeah, I heard the news, and my first instinct was, oh God, is he actually eating some humble pie and he's going to be on the show? And then I found out it was Big Finish, which isn't a surprise. And if I'm being honest, I would rather he do Big Finish, not the show.
Yeah.
And as well, I actually listened to the clip of him talking, and he says he's working with David Warner, the stuff he's
Yeah.
recorded.
Yeah.
And if people don't know, David Warner is one of the Unbound doctors on Big Finish.
Yep.
So it's like, are Big Finish going to do something with alternative universe, alternative doctors meeting proper doctors? I'm more interested that
Yeah.
it's him and David Warner, because I just think, are they going to do something a bit crazy for
Yeah.
their 60th sort of range of stories? Because we all sort of said, I know me and Daniel have talked about this, we
Yeah.
knew they were going to have their own sort of celebration to go
Yep.
to coincide. So
Mm-hmm.
if Chris is a part of it, it obviously means they're going to have some of the doctors of their own ranges. So I'm
Yeah.
intrigued what this just means in general for the 60th and Big Finish.
And I think as well, think as well it'll be your sort of your own version of a multi incarnation story. You'll probably get a special you'll probably get a special either the efficiency impression of a multi-doctor or story that will span across maybe 7 or 8 different in the box sets, because they tend to actually do that of certain again of your series stories, because they did it with as they did it with that us or full box set that I told you about them. Yeah, they did that with that box set, so I think that's what they might actually do with the whole Eccleston stuff. But you see, the thing is, so after that, I just hope that he sort of owns the very divisive trick that he has been coming out with, because it is off-putting, because I do actually want to support him as much as possible, but like however but like however the whole divisive rhetoric is using and the whole bitterness that he comes out with in Radio Times articles, can he not just move on? It's almost being too it's not, I mean, he's still hanging on about the same, but or they find move on me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and also with Chris, you can see he very much wears his politics on his sleeve.
Yeah.
And I just some of his more recent that weren't really talking about Doctor Who. If people know, he did an interview a little while ago where he basically said, I'm paraphrasing here, but find the actual quotes he said. It was basically white middle-aged actors shouldn't get jobs, and we're a dying breed and we're dinosaurs and that's a good thing and stuff like that. And it was just like,
Yeah.
Chris, I understand what you're trying to say, which is in essence right, which is, yes, We should have diverse. We should have lots of different actors and actresses and everything on screen. But you don't get that by saying to one group, you can't work anymore, which is what he was basically saying yes to.
Yeah.
So that's why that's what I said, I'm a bit more happy. Honestly, it is Big Finish. Because
Yeah.
I can't picture Chris sitting on like a panel with Tennant, like, and all the other possible doctors
Yeah,
playing
he's.
nice. I just can't picture it.
I mean, because to me, he's kind of argumentative for that, because like it comes across as very hostile and all his interviews, and it's like, shut the hell up. I want to support you as much as possible, but you're making yourself look like a moron for your stupid comments. Please, shut up, please shut up and do your thing, and people will buy it and listen to it, but nobody wants to hear your opinions from 20 years ago. Get over yourself.
Yeah, so, but that's the other thing that I'm just, just to touch on something else. I am just so looking forward to, and I'm saying this in a nice way, the media show, the circus again.
Yeah.
That we got that for the 50th with Russell now being in charge. I think it's going to be times 10. This sort of panels and interviews and shows and all sorts. I think Russell's just going to go all out, and I want that,
Yeah.
and we need that. Because another thing is Russell. We know Neil Patrick Harris is in, and if that's a massive international name, so it'd be lovely just to see big names again. That can be connected to the show again and can sort of bring their fans and get them excited. So I'm looking forward to the show, like just in all essences.
Yeah, same here. It's
To actually,
same here, and it's nice to have a bit of it's nice to have a bit of positivity again, and I hope RTD was as proud, but he has to kind of dial it back a bit as well now, if the politics, because even I'm starting to say, RTD, you don't have to do this, shut up and just create the best show possible.
well, like I think once he gets into, this is my theory, he's not in proper promotion mode yet.
Yeah.
Because we've still got Chibnall and Whittaker still have one episode, and I think a lot of this is because he's been at award ceremonies, he's been at these atmosphere, which sort of encourages you to go out and say something political for your speech.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping once he actually has got all that out of the way, and he's the official showrunner, and he doesn't have to, because he said in an interview he doesn't want to overshadow Jodie, so he's aware that he's not proper in charge yet. He might be making it and starting all the processes, but he's on telly. The era that we want gone is still alive in a sense, and he can't properly do what he wants to do, I don't think, until that era's gone.
Yeah, but I mean, if he thinks he's not overshadowing with the stuff that he's saying, he's badly mistaken. He is overshadowing.
Yeah, but
right
that's
now.
my point. I think he knows this. I think he fully knows he's overshadowing, but he can't. Like we sort of, I don't know if you said it on a stream. The announcements that have happened is because filming's starting now. Is that stuff would have got leaked? People would have seen Catherine Tate. They would have seen David Tennant. they would have seen Neil Patrick Harris, so they had to announce them. So
Yeah.
he did what he had to because the press was going to do it, but you can tell he's sort of, like I said, he's holding back, and I'm hoping in regards to Doctor Who in that regard. So once he doesn't have to think about overshadowing, I think we'll see a different. I'm hoping anyway that maybe the politics will quiet down a bit because he's actually got his show to talk about.
He needs to quieten down.
Yep, exactly.
He does, though. He needs to quieten down because you know, he's not doing himself any favors at all here right now. Because he is distracting away from all the stuff that
Yep.
he's doing, and he just needs to stop. Because we don't want to get into this business again.
Yeah, exactly. Well said.
So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what's happened with these comments. I don't know if I need to change it. Because as I said, I'm only still learning.
I
this
think
thing.
Tim said he might help you a bit on DMs. I think I saw. So maybe have a chat with Tim.
Yeah,
Right.
have a chat with him because he seems to know a bit about it.
Yeah, but it'd be like talking to a bleeding caveman, talking to me about it, because I'm a tick. Anyway, we will figure it. We will figure it out. We will figure it out somehow. Noel, how about Richard E. Grant's version of the Ninth Doctor from Scream of the Chakra? Could he be an alternative version of our Doctor? Good question, guys. Any of you guys want to answer that one?
Yeah, me, yeah, me, yeah, I mean, I don't see what what because there is parallel universes and shows with all the scenes, so they're sure he has to be alternative doctors because you have get the unbound to like finish series with all the said but as well maybe maybe in a kind of span of TV shows it can maybe explore that a bit for other or so you get the possibilities of the show or end so I would like to see I would like to see a bit more um creativity of the show this time around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my only thing is I don't want too many alternative and all that because I think this is what we didn't like about the Timeless Children, that it watered the Doctor down. And I think even if you are going to make the distinction, this is parallel or alternative, I think we don't want to get too carried away. I think is more my sort of view on that sort of stuff.
no, I'd agree with you. I mean, it would be a bit hypocritical of the fandom, to say they didn't like Roots Doctor, but yeah, they'd be okay with other alternative doctors. You know what I mean? I mean, even though everybody likes, John Hurt, the War Doctor shouldn't really exist. That's the reality of the situation, and it's all
Yeah,
because Christopher Eccleston, wouldn't get up off his arse and you know, actually do come back because he's still a
yeah,
crybaby. So like, don't get me wrong, love his interpretation and stuff like that, but we shouldn't have had that Doctor, and it's the same
yeah,
with the Fugitive Doctor. I don't believe that the Fugitive Doctor should actually exist, but it's there whether fans like it or not. You
yeah,
can dismiss it if you want to, You know, I mean, the childish behaviour of the other side trying to put our force before heart and all, it doesn't make
Yeah, I've
sense.
seen
Sorry,
that in a
if you're
few
gonna
lists.
stick her anywhere, stick her between 2 and 3. I've always said it. That's where it makes more sense, actually. If you look at it, because you know what about the canon, that's where it
Yeah.
actually makes sense. But you're
Mhm.
idiots. So you know, again, people will debate that whether we should have the meta crisis doctor, the war doctor, or the fugitive doctor, and that's a debate that will go on for a long time. But if you were to throw them all in an alternative universe, then fine, put them in an alternative universe. Fair enough. That'd be actually all right. I'd agree with that, but it's never going to happen. We know that it's not. It's not going to happen. So we'll just see what he does with the show. As for Christopher Eccleston, myself, I'll just give me thoughts on them coming back. For
Yeah.
the big finish audios for the 60th.
Yeah.
Again, to me, this is a little bit of a cop out. You know, he could. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure RTD has asked him. It'd be a travesty if he hasn't. I'm being honest.
Yeah, I
But
think
I
RT
say, I say,
he,
I say he
he
has been
has.
asked because Moffat
Mhm.
asked him back and he was 89% in, and then all of a sudden he wanted a different director or producer or whatever it was, and he wasn't happy and he pulled out. Right? Again, you know, his doctor is actually causing a lot of problems for these showrunners, man. Um, he just look. I agree with Daniel. It is a little bit controversial nowadays to say, but I mean, it's nearly 2 decades now, man. You need to get over it, whatever it
Yeah.
is. You know, you apparently you've moved on. If not, then this has affected you more than you realize, and you need to seek some professional help. And I'll just be
Ye-
out straight about it. You know,
Yeah.
people might criticize me for saying that, but maybe that's exactly what he needs. He probably needs therapy. Um, yeah, see, this is the thing. I have the YouTube channel up now and I've got the chat there, right? So it says top chat. So I'm going to change it to live chat and it says all messages are visible, right?
Yeah.
So, but I still can't find this, Nicholas. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm in the chat.
I think there's a StreamYard. You have to look at it through StreamYard, is what Lord Thorpe was saying. It's because you're looking at it maybe through YouTube. It didn't come up.
No, it's not coming up on StreamYard either. That's what I'm saying. It didn't come up on
Okay,
StreamYard. That's why I
that's
thought
odd.
everybody said switch over to YouTube. Yeah, always switch to live chat. Right then, it has to be there then. I just want to make sure it's there because I don't like missing, even though it's already being read out. Right, so there. I'm willing to give RTD a chance as long as the story and character development is the main focus. Right, so Chris wrote that. So Nicholas wrote it up here somewhere. Right, so let's see if it turns up now. There's the emoji with Ted. Go back up, keep going. I don't think it would have been this far up, was it?
It could be by this point.
No, see, this is what I'm talking about. It's not there, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know why his chat is not coming up and all the other members' chats are coming up. And his other chat came up as well.
Yeah, that's the odd thing. You've read something out already from him.
There, they gotta make K9 make an appearance in the 60th anniversary. That comment comes up. StreamYards has always been faulty since day one. That comment has come up. Your
Right.
Richard,
Chris
right.
has just said no. StreamYards won't show member super chats. Something about it being a free chat that they won't process.
Is this it?
I
Member for
don't
3
get it.
months. Everyone. I'm willing to give RTD a chance. Yeah, that's the message. No, StreamYards won't show you member super chats. Something about it being a free chat, they won't process it. Exactly it. Yeah, but this is what I'm trying to tell you. Is they're all listen to me what I'm saying. I'm not checking the comments on StreamYard.
No, you're on YouTube and it's
I'm
not
on
coming up.
YouTube now, and it's not up on YouTube. So why isn't it up on YouTube when I'm able to read out all of his other chats? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. That's what I was saying. Is there a separate tab for the members in YouTube that I have to go to? Because I don't see one, and I don't see where I have to go to get the chat up. Do you understand? I'm not on StreamYard right now. I'm on YouTube looking at the live chat right now. And the last live chat that came in right now is, we can see it in YouTube. But that's what I'm telling you. I can't see it. So why can't I see his comment, but everybody else can?
Maybe it's just a weird blip.
Right. It probably is a weird glitch. If it happens again, we'll have to figure something out, because I don't know. So yous can all see it. I'm the only one that can't. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've put the live chat in now. Yeah, that's what I've done. It's live chat now.
I don't get how that actually. I don't get how that actually works, because you're the guy that's hosting the stream, so surely you should be able to
There,
see
Nicholas
every
says he
comment.
can see it. I swear to you, I swear I'll even do a video right now, and I'll scroll right up the chat and I'll throw it up on Twitter to show you. It's not there.
Might just be a weird thing then, Noel, if you honestly can't see it.
Yeah, Chris is at the repost. Now, that's the only reason why I've been able to read it out, is because Chris actually reposted it. So I don't know how it's not come up. That's fucking weird. Hey, Noel, it's all in trial and error. Yeah, I know, and I'm not getting frustrated or anything, but I am frustrated for the people that are putting out chats, and if I can't see them, like, because I don't want people thinking that I'm ignoring them. And I know you don't think that, but that's what I'm thinking. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm always that way. You know that. But it is very frustrating. But I will keep it on YouTube from now on. You're right. It is getting a bit weird on StreamYard. StreamYard need to fix that anyway. It's Greek to me, says Tardis Spider. There you go. And then I get a thumbs up off Tim. So there. And Nicholas said I can still see it in YouTube live chat. So that's weird. See, your other chats are coming up. I just don't know what's going on. Oh my God, it's witchcraft. It's fucking witchcraft. Anyway, from now on, we'll have the mods screen grab and DMU member chats. No, we don't have to go to that extreme. If I miss one, then yes.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But not every single one, because I'm obviously getting some now. I just don't know what was going on. Maybe I need to refresh. I don't know. You need to try EVMUX. Oh, I can't even say that. It must be a new thing, is it? And then I get Tim with the emoji there with the sticky out tongue. Yeah, I am a bit of a tick, am I? I know. Unknown says maybe it's Wi-Fi issues. It could be. Wi-Fi is being very spotty. I will say that. But yeah, so we've covered Unleashed, we've covered Moffat, we've covered Christopher Eccleston. Obviously there was one more rumor, which we'll briefly finish on, because we're coming up near the time, and I want to let you go as well and do whatever you need to do as well. But obviously another rumor that was put out there a while ago was obviously the River Song rumor. I did a video and gave my opinion on it. So again, I will let you guys just bang on about it, because I already did a video on it. People know my thoughts and opinions on it. So I'll start with you first, Queen Charlotte. Sorry, Daniel, I'll do it this time. You don't have to tell her. I'll tell her. I'm the host. All right. Okay. Queenie, go ahead. See, I'll keep him in line for you. I'll keep him in line. Don't you worry. I know. I have
it's
to
all
say.
Right. He knows what's
By the way,
coming.
before you do start, I want to congratulate the two of you on how well the channel is doing lately. Especially you, Daniel, because you did have the courage to set it up and get yourself out there in the first place. But it's a privilege. I have to say, I'm very proud of you. Your subscribers are shooting up now, and you know what? It's well deserved. It's well deserved. You've worked hard to get where you are. Charlotte is there with you as well every step of the way. And while I got the 2 years on here,
Yeah.
I just want to congratulate the 2 years because, you know, both of you have worked on the channel. Both of you do. Daniel does his own personal streams as well, but the both of you feature very heavily on his channel as well. So the both of you deserve a lot of credit. But well done and congratulations. And I hope the success continues because you definitely deserve it. So well done. So I just want to say I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, no. But yeah, Charlotte, if you're pointing it ever so
He's doing my job for me now. I'll
Yeah.
just sit back. Daniel is taking over as hostess of the Tardis zone now, right? So I'm going on holiday. See you later.
It's,
Bye.
it's because we haven't been on a stream together in ages. It feels.
I know. I love this. I have to say, by the way, you know, I'm only taking the piss. I'm not serious at all. I just love streaming with the 2 years. I have to say, it's always a laugh. And we got a super chat there that we'll read out in just a second, Adam. And it's nice to see it in the chat. But Charlotte is just about to give us our opinion on River Song.
Yeah, it's not even a rumor to me. It's just they asked Alex Kingston, like they are doing with every other Doctor Who actor going now, are you going to come back for the 60th? And she's just given a very typical playful, I'd like to come back answer. And of course she'd want to come back. We know she adores the show. We know how much of a connection she has with it. I just think personally for me, River has had her story. It's been told. There's nothing really more I think they could honestly do with her character.
That's where I am with it when I did my video. I mean, what else could you do with it? You're literally murdering the character now. You know, this is going to be controversial, right? Because I know some of the other side are listening. So, listen, don't get you our Barrowmans in a twist. But Captain Jack should come back because his story's not complete. We know where we know what he ends up being, or assume that he ends up being the face of Bo. But why not finish that story and show us how that develops and stuff? That's a story worth telling. But River is, as far as I'm concerned, and Charlotte obviously is on the same page as me. It's done. Just leave River alone. And listen, I love Alex Kingston. I do. She's a great actress. And River did annoy me near the end, but I never disliked Alex Kingston.
No,
she's a lovely actress. You can tell, right? And one thing I will tell about that era, especially with Matt, Karen, Arthur, and ourselves, the love that they have for this show still today shines through. And it's the same with Billy Piper as well, in fairness, and the rest of them. But those in particular, you could tell that show had a huge impact on them all. You know, it really did, and a positive impact. And they do. They if they were asked to come back in a heartbeat, Charlotte is right. Why wouldn't they come back? They care about it. They love it. They do anything to fucking come back and help the show. But our story is done. I'm sorry. You know, even the wedding of River Song was too much for, or the wives of whatever it was, or that fucking stupid one with the robot.
The problem was by the end she became a caricature of her own character. It was just, oh, you know what River is? She has like snipey comments. She has little like yay female go girl power comments. Like that's all she became.
Yeah.
And it was just like, no, so that's
Adam has asked a question here though. So I think we better address it because there is a lot of fans in the fandom that feel like this, Charlotte. And I'll ask, you can answer first if you want to, or I'll answer it if you don't feel comfortable answering it. But I'll read it out anyway. It's worrying that RTD's comments, Colin Baker warning about woke pressure, Shooty's outfit, trans companion, will RTD era be woke? Now we could break that comment up into little sections. Do you guys want to start, or do you want me to start first and then you can
Well, you can start for Austin and then you give on.
Right. Right. So it's worrying the RTD comments. Yes, I will agree with that. I think he should be focused on the show. But as Charlotte has said, and it actually is a valid point, he's not officially the showrunner yet because there's still one more centenary episode before he officially, he might be shooting behind the scenes and stuff like that, but he's still not, if you know what I mean, the boss. Yeah. As for Colin Baker's warning about rogue pressures, he wasn't saying that 5 years ago when he was slamming fans that had a problem with Jodie Whittaker's casting. So anything that old bag has to say, I actually detest that man, because he was complicit in the way fandom reacted to some fans in this fandom after his comments. So I don't take his comments actually serious. And if he has seen the light, as far as I'm concerned, and if a lot of them out there have seen the light after 5 years, well, they can go and screw off. It's 5 years too late. Where were they when we actually needed them? So that's where I stand on that. Shooty's outfit, well, we have heard that he's going to have some input, but every other doctor has had input into their costume. So right now, I don't have a problem. Maybe people have a problem because they see Shooty as a bit flamboyant and stuff like that, and they think that his costume is going to be over the top. But we don't know yet. We have heard the rumors about the wellies, of course. Whether that's true or not, I do not know. But I wouldn't be worried about the outfit right now. As for Yasmin Finney, the trans companion, as everybody seems to be quoting, or as this wasn't news. The first early days of shooting, she was Donna Noble was overheard in some filming that fans had got that Rose was going to be trans. Again, like Shooty, people are judging Shooty thinking that he's a checkbox. All I'll say is that Shooty has a CV, right? That's very impressive. I've actually watched, now I haven't watched shows, but I've watched a lot of clips of him, and I've watched a lot of clips of Yasmin Finney. Both have impressive CVs. The reason why I am not worried about RTD is because RTD has introduced LGBTQ plus characters into Doctor Who before and done it seamlessly, right? Yeah. He also introduced Martha Jones, and as far as I'm aware, she was the very first black companion, if I'm correct in saying. I know Mickey Smith was there in RTD's era, but was he really a companion sort of thing? So Martha Jones, so he's done this before. This is nothing new. I'm going to judge Yasmin not on the fact that Yasmin is trans, but I'm going to focus on Yaz's acting ability, and it should be the same with Shooty, and that's where we should be judging them. I don't care the gender or the skin color. Once they produce the performance worthy of a doctor and a companion, I have no problem with that. Will the RTD era be woke? Just to finish on that, RTD's era is woke. If you go back and you watch his first era, it is very progressive. The difference is that Chibnall's era hammered you across the head with these sort of issues, whereas Chris Chibnall was more supple about it, and the story was the main focus, and it was character driven. So in essence, no, I'm not worried. Don't give a shit what Colin Baker has to say. Not worried about Shooty's costume. Don't give a shit that Yaz is trans. And if anybody does have a problem that she is trans, well then, to be quite honest with you, get over your fucking self. Do you know what I mean? That's how I'm going to be about it. Just get over your fucking self. All this nonsense has gone on far too long. If Yasmin is a great actress, then Yasmin has every right to be there. Same with Shooty. If Shooty gives us a performance that's worthy of a doctor, they deserve to be there. Simple as that. And that's not me giving out to you, Adam. I'm just saying that's where I stand on the whole situation. But be under no illusion. The RTD has done all of this before. This is nothing new. The difference is we've had 5 years of highly politicised fandom because of what Chibnall has done. And now that RTD is doing what he actually done in the past, because of the 5 years that we've had, everything is going to be looked at with a fine-tooth comb. So when he does cast Shooty and people say that it's a black man taking the role, the first thing they're going to say is, well, that's diversity here because of the last 5 years. That doesn't necessarily mean that every decision that RTD has made is a woke decision or is a tick box decision. And that's where I am on it. And that's it. And that's where I'm drawing the line in the sand. That's why I'm supporting him, because RTD proved before he could do it. And I'm confident that the decisions he's made them because he believes that they're right people for the role, not because of their skin colour or their gender or what they identify as. I don't give a flying fuck what anybody is. If they brought in to do a job and they do that job, what they're supposed to do, and they do it well, everything else goes out the window. Everything else is irrelevant. And this is what I've been saying to the naysayers out there, right? What happens if Yasmin Finney pulls it out of the park and gives the best performance a companion has ever given? Or Shooty blasts onto the screen and becomes one of the favourite doctors straight away? Are you all going to still have a problem? Are you all going to still have the same tired arguments that checkbox, checkbox, checkbox? Because to be honest with you, if they pull off the performance of a lifetime and actually do this, you will have to backtrack. Because what you're going to say then is, are in a corner. Why not wait and see what happens first before everybody jumps the gun? Because if they turn out if they actually pull out a performance that's worthy of this show, a lot of people are going to look stupid. Of course, on this flip side, I've obviously placed my flag down firmly, right? I could end up looking stupid, but that's the risk we take. But I'm still not judging that yet, because I've seen what he's done in the past. People are judging RTD's decisions based off what Chris Chibnall did. They're not basing it off what RTD did in the past, because if you actually base on what he did in the past, you wouldn't be talking about all of this other nonsense, right? But you are basing it off what Chris Chibnall did and the boxes that he ticked. So you are automatically thinking that RTD is going to do the same. So I'll shut up now because I've said my piece. I'll let the other two have their piece. We'll start with ladies first, the Queen. Do you actually want to comment on this comment?
Yeah, and I'll sort of to add to what you were saying. We've got to be careful in current media, because there are shows that if you want to use the really blanket term woke, you can call them woke. But do you know what? They've got amazing characters. They're well written. Like, for me, I think it was last year, Arcane on Netflix. I watched that show not knowing a thing about it, and to look at it on the surface, it had lots of female characters. It had non-white characters. It looks like they're going to do two of the female characters as a couple. So you've got there lots of what you could say are tick boxes, but the quality of the writing and the acting just blew me away. So that would be my comment, is things can have so-called woke elements in, but they can actually be really good. And
the Orville does it well to a certain extent. They've probably fallen off a little bit in certain episodes, but the majority of that show, you look at the issues they've highlighted, Charlotte, like they've done the whole gender swapping thing in the Orville, right?
Yeah.
They've done issues like that. They've even highlighted the whole thing where people are being rated in society and all of that. All of these issues that are relevant within society today. But look at the difference. The writings for this is what these people don't understand. You all think that we have a problem with all of this ideology and stuff like that. Some of it we do. We're not going to lie, right? Some of it is outright outrageous.
Yeah.
But the majority of it, we have no problem with. The problem is that if you want to show a side of an argument, say for example the climate change thing that Jodie Whittaker did in one of her episodes, right? It's as simple as this. They showed one side of the argument, right? But when you're showing a thing like that, it's important that you do show the other side, even if you don't agree with the climate change people that don't believe, or the climate change conspiracy nuts, right? If you believe them, that's fine. But there are people on the opposite side that don't believe that this is real. So if you're going to tackle a topic like that on Doctor Who, which you shouldn't anyway, in my opinion, but if you are going to, right, well, then you show both sides, just like the Green Death did. You know, we have classic episodes are the perfect example where they showed multiple sides of an argument, not just one side. And that's where we're coming from. These are always misrepresenting us in the fandom when you say, oh, they don't like what. No, it's not. It's not that we don't like it. We want every side of the argument to be represented because that's what causes the debate in the fandom. It gets everybody going. So we can have these talks and then come to a consensus. That's what society is about as well. But Charlie, you were gonna finish something there till I went in there. But I just wanted to add that because that is important, isn't it, Charlotte? I mean, that's the whole fundamental issue that we have. It's not that we don't want this stuff in our TV shows. If you're gonna do it, then show all sides of the fucking argument.
Yeah, and it's showing all sides, but what I'm sort of trying to say is it's about intent at the end of the day. If you want to have certain things in your show because you've actually got a story to tell, because you've actually got characters, because you've actually got themes that you want, and they can be these things like having Jasmine. Is it Yasmin? I need to get her name right. Is it Yasmin Finney?
Yeah, it's Yasmin Finney. Yeah.
Like just having Yasmin as the character she's going to play doesn't make it woke. It just, if anything, it just means that Russell needs to make sure he gives her a really good story.
That's what I mean. It only becomes woke if it becomes the main focus of the fucking story.
Well, no, it's not. I would argue it becomes woke for me personally when it's disingenuous, when they're just doing something to get an applaud.
Like what they call queer baiting.
Yes, that's what the current era's done loads. He doesn't want to actually tell a story with a female doctor or with the Thasmin thing or anything like that. He just wants Twitter to go, "Yay, Chris, we support you. Well done." That's all he wants. Whereas Russell, actually, when he wants to include these characters, he wants to because he's got a story. If we go off his past record, because he didn't just do Captain Jack because he wanted to do an LGBT character. You could tell he actually wanted to tell this story of a con man who learned to be something better.
Yeah.
That's what Captain Jack's journey was about.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm getting at, that he probably will have these things in, but I trust on a writing level, Russell understands you need to actually do something with these type of characters. So I would say don't call it woke before we've seen it as well.
I agree. And I think that's where all fandoms have kind of got skewed here. You've got to you have to look. There is no doubt that we're living in a time in society where our pop culture is injected with all of this stuff. The best shows out there are the shows that can handle them well and navigate them well. And the thing about it is, Charlotte is absolutely spot on. I seen a comment on Twitter today that actually did make me blood boil, where they accused Stephen Moffat of queer baiting. Now, I don't like using that word, by the way, but that's the word that the LGBTQ plus community use. So I'll use their word, right? They accused Stephen Moffat of queer baiting. Are you guys actually really taking the piss? Right? That's all Chris Chibnall has done. This whole Tasman thing is queer baiting. I don't know where yous are getting that Moffat was. Also, might I add that when Chris Chibnall introduces an LGBTQ plus character, right? We had one character that lasted 20 seconds on screen. That was pure queer baiting, as you call it. The attacks on Moffat, look, writing wise, I wasn't happy with him. But some of these attacks that I'm seeing against him, and the allegation that he was sexist, the allegation that he was queer baiting, these are wrong. All of this stuff that you're accusing Stephen Moffat of are the stuff that you should be accusing Chris Chibnall of. It's absolutely disgraceful that you are trying to drag this man's name through the mud. Listen, he's not a perfect showrunner. I have me problems with Stephen Moffat, but I'm not going to sit here and let an innocent man be dragged through the mud. No, he didn't do any of those things. Your Lord and Master, the one that you have all been supporting the last 5 years, is the one that's been doing exactly everything that you are talking about. Wake up and smell the coffee. This Tasman thing is not going to have the resolution that you actually want and that you actually deserve, to be quite honest with you. Listen, I have no, if he wants to do it, let him do it, right? This is the thing. Instead of half-assing it, he should have went full hog with it, right? But he didn't, and he did it too late too. Right, I wouldn't agree with it. 100% don't agree that the Doctor should be in a relationship with a companion, whether the Doctor is male or female, whether they like a male or a female. I don't like that element. I never have and knew him, right? So, like, but if you're going to do it, right, like the way RTD did it with Rose, full conviction, you do it. You bloody do it. You don't half-ass it and bait the fans. And this is what he's done. This is why I'm annoyed. This whole thing with Tasman is a joke. It's a joke. It's disingenuous. As Charlotte has said, these things, they have to be treated with respect. You cannot half-ass these things. You have to do it genuinely. And if you're not going to do it genuinely and do it with respect, you shouldn't do it at all. I mean, he even said in an interview, which just shows you how much respect he actually has for you, which is zero. He turned around and said, I'm going to play with it. I'm going to play with Tasman. I'll play with it. We decided to play with it. That was his comments in an interview recently, a few weeks back. It's a couple of months now, I say, since he did that interview, right? And he said he was going to play with it. That's your showrunner. That's what he's going to do with something that means so much to you guys. He's going to play with it. And if you think it's not going to be a happy ever after, because you already know Jodie's regenerating, so he's not even getting his happy ever after. And the fact that you are praising this man for this, and the fact that Pink News and all of these other media outlets that represent the LGBTQ plus community are putting this man on a pedestal is absolutely disgraceful. You should be fucking angry with this man for what he has done. Seriously, you should be. The people think, oh, no, it's homophobic, no, it's lesbian phobic, and all of this other shit. I'm not. I actually care, right? I want these things to be done with respect, right? And if I see they're not being done with respect, if you don't want to fucking call it out, I'll call it out. And that's what I will do. Because someone has to say something, and if I have to become the bad guy and other people have to become the bad guy to say the things that you won't say, we'll do it. But that's the bottom line. It's the Stephen Moffat never did those things you're accusing him of. I'm sick of this bleeding fandom anyway, but no, man. So you need to leave it out. You need to leave it out. It's you are going. Do you know what you are doing? It's like you have a gun, right? And you are just firing bullets anywhere, right? And you are hoping that you just hit everybody else bar the people that should be fucking hitting. Right? This is exactly what you are doing in the fandom. You are taking out your anger, your frustration out on the wrong people. The people you should be aiming at are going to be have already walked. Remember that, right? They left after 3 years. They didn't even have the decency to stay. Remember, you were all bragging that they were going to be doing 5 series. Well, they fucked off after 3, and they were going to fuck off before that, because even Chibnall said that he wanted to leave before that, before he made the decision to leave. So he didn't even want to stay. Come on, open your eyes. This is all we've been trying to just tell you to do. Open your eyes. This man has not done the LGBTQ plus community any favours. If anything, he has set them back with his writing. Absolutely disgraceful. I don't know how the panel feel, but that's how I feel about it. And I do get passionate about it because I'm sick of being accused of being homophobic and all of this, when all I ever have done is try to champion that side of the community and to hold Chris Chibnall accountable for not respecting that community. And what do I get for it? I get called all these horrible fucking names. Well, wake up, man. Anyway. Lots of people are making comments there in the chat. Garbage said, good point, Noel. The other point of view is showing us a story, allowing us to make the decision, not telling us how to think. Nicholas Hart, Netflix should release their shows in a weekly format like they did where Crane 3 episodes release each week. Yes, some shows are starting to do that now. The binge model, I think, has died very quickly, to be quite honest with you. Jesus, we got loads of bleeding messages here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Nicholas says, I hate the queer bait and it's the wrong thing to do something like that. Charlotte is correct. Chibnall and the BBC love Twitter. That's their audience. That's why viewing figures are so low. Nicholas Horton has also added RTD, the LGBT representation better the right way. Moffat, if anyone was queer baiting, it would be Chibby's. He introduced the gay character, then killed him off 5 minutes later. It was less than that. There's actually a Wikipedia page for justice for that fella. Seriously, that's how fucking sad it is. There's actually justice for whatever his name was. I can't even remember his name because all he did was say, "Oh, my boyfriend's waiting for me at home," and then the Dalek exterminated him. Poor fucker. Like, and that's representation apparently, and you know that's well done, Chris Chibnall. Give him a pat on the back for it. Give him a pat on the back for what? He didn't even give him any character development. He just literally brought him on screen to say he had a boyfriend and killed him off. Like, that's wrong. I'm sorry, but that is wrong. Openings are right. It's wrong. If you're gonna, he should have been featured heavily in that episode. So when he did die, we were invested. We were like, oh God love him, he's dead. You know? These people just don't. You just don't understand. He's never will. Tardis Spider, just a random one. He says the ice cream truck just drove by. Listen, I keep hearing one here, right? But I'm in a block of fucking apartments, so like I'd literally have to run out me fucking block of apartments, run out the fucking big main gate, and try chase it around the block of flats that are around there and try catch it before it leaves. But nah. So don't bother, but I do miss an ice cream from an ice cream truck. I don't know about yours, but I love those ice cream vans.
Yeah.
I always get a boat or a 99.
Yeah, sad. The vans don't travel up my way, so yeah.
Let's see if there's any people are saying hello. Garbage says, I love the weekly releases. Yeah, same here. I think that format on Netflix needs to come. I think the binge model is now dead, if I'm honest. Because, you know, you put it all on, it's great. Everybody can get access to it straight away. But within a couple of weeks, people are stopped talking about it. Whereas if you had it every week, people are going to be continuously talking about it. For, say, for example, The Crown, what's that, 10 episodes? So for 10 weeks, The Crown could be in the spotlight and get more of an audience. But because they throw it all down at once, you know, within a couple of weeks, nobody gives a shit. Right, but look, we're getting to the time where I know Charlotte needs to actually
I'm yawning. That's
head
what I'm
off.
doing. I'm yawning.
So what we'll do is we'll leave it there. But look, this has been a brilliant stream tonight. I've actually missed streaming with the two of you. We should do this. I won't say regular because obviously I know you are doing your thing and you are busy and you are knocking out of the park. And I love the fact that you are doing so well. But we should try do this again sometime because I've really enjoyed this. And Nicholas says, I've always have a 99 or ice cream. Yeah, I love the 99s. But here, Tim says bedtime. But we let Charlotte go first. So we'll let Charlotte, well, Daniel is here, but she is on another channel, a couple of channels. So we let her do her shout out there. So Charlotte, you can go first.
Yeah, so you'll catch me in Type 40. We're on our little summer break for a couple of weeks, so you've got plenty of shows to watch back or to catch up on. And then me and Daniel, we're back on with Line of Duty on the 5th coming up. And obviously on here whenever Noel wants me.
Fantastic. We will be doing the New Who streams with Peter Capaldi. So hopefully, as you said, because you've got hopefully everything sorted now, we can start doing those regular streams again. And I do plan to bring back Classic soon. I just waiting to work. I'm clearing things up now, and I'm starting to see the light. So just bear with me, because I'm going to be sitting down with Cheryl now, and we're going to be writing down a proper schedule, so you will know exactly what times and days certain streams are on. Obviously, if there's breaking news, we can't obviously schedule that. We just come on when shit happens. But for the other streams and the days that they're on, I'll be able to give you a bit of a timetable. So we will do that. But thanks, Charlotte, for coming on. Really appreciate it. But Daniel, you've got your channel as well. I know Charlotte is already doing it. But good night, Charlotte. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for coming on. Bye. Now, it's me and the legend. So, legend, go ahead.
Right, guys. So as Charlotte has correctly he said, are back on the 5th reviewing Energy Series 5, the second episode. We have a review discussion panel. The two of us we discuss the episode, character development, etc. So we go into huge one those reviews, and Charlotte actually takes Charlotte actually takes the lead on those conversations, because she's the expert on that. She's the expert on that show, and also as well, guys, you've got my evolution or series, which I know all's been a massive fan of. So yeah, you're doing pretty well as well, and I also actually did a few records just to say thank you for helping to get me to 252 subscribers. I also did a pre-recording the or who on each proposed show, and a couple of wrestling related pre-records. It's basically hobby channel, and whatever it is I feel like doing on a certain but as well, I'm actually quite surprised that the Pro Evolution Soccer career mode streams have actually helped the channel, and we've also passed 15,000 views as well. So I just want to say thank you to yourself now for actually supporting the Pro Evolution Soccer streams, because I didn't actually think they would as good as they have on the channel. So thanks very much for the support on those streams.
You know me, I like an hour football game. You've been supporting me when I did me FIFA streams. I'd actually lose me rag, but I know you've supported me, and I have to say, every season you've been getting better and better, and now you've built a little football team. But if you haven't checked them out yet, they've been doing well, these Pro Evo streams. But we do have a super chat there, £10. From someone who I think is poorly trying to imitate my channel, but they said hi. But they wasted 10 quid on saying hi. But we'll call you H because there's H beside your name. But I think that was supposed to say the Tardis Zone official YouTube channel, but you've left out a couple of words because for some weird reason, I don't know why you would want to do that. But thank you for the super chat. Well, Andrew Jones is a member of the channel, so if he wants to act the prick and give me his money at the same time, I don't mind. I'll take it, right? If that's the way he wants to be, I'm just being honest about it. But that's the way he wants to do it, and that's fine. But I do need to call out the members that we actually do have on the channel. So we have Laura Thought, we have Tardis Spider. As I said, we've got Andrew Jones as well. He's actually rejoined again. I don't know what he's playing at, but he hasn't really done that. And so, as I said, if he behaves himself, then that's fine. I don't really feel comfortable because he has bullied a couple of women in the fandom. But there you go. YouTube is stupid. If you have someone blocked, they shouldn't be able to become a member. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We got Peter Davison, who's also a member. Also, our head mod Chris Persia is a member as well. We've got Bobby D75, who's also a member in the chat. We got James Dawson, who's also a member. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, The Wolf and the Storm, the classic 80s fanboy, Digby Strawbridge, Garbage, and Patrick Muson, Raymond O'Reilly, and Nicholas Horton are all members. Members for 2 months are Wolf and Storm, the classic 80s fanboy, Digby Strawbridge, Garbage, Patrick, Raymond, and Nicholas. So I want to thank you guys. That's 2 months. Thank you. I really appreciate that. We got the other guys there. Chris is a member 17 days now. Absolutely fantastic, along with Peter Davison. I have to give it to him. Doctor Who Blu-ray reviews. Andrew Jones is a member a month. And we got the 2 new members as well. So if you want to become part of that little community within a community, as I said, there are 2 tiers now. There's the $1.99 tier that will get you all of your live streams. Obviously, you guys that are on the Fiverr will get the extra perks and stuff like that, the shout outs and stuff like that. So I wanted to make sure that all the members got a shout out today. So thank you again, everybody that is a member. I hope you are enjoying the streams that we have thrown up. Remember, there is a membership tab if you want to leave any suggestions for streams that you would like me to cover, or people that you realistically think that I can get on the channel to interview. Please let me know. We've done some great interviews. We did one with the legend himself. We've done one with Cultivated Media, Jack. Problem being, and I'm forgetting a couple of other people. I think Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Did we do one with Cinnamon Toast Crunch? I'm pretty sure we did. I could be wrong there. I don't know if that was on the main channel or the mainstreams, but we have done a lot, and we've got the RTD watch alongs. Problem being actually talked about his stream was very interesting. He did one on his time as an extra. So there was some juicy stuff and stories in that you can only see in a member stream, obviously. But he gave some juicy insight to certain people that worked on certain sets that we was working on. And that was a bit of an eye-opener. So if you haven't checked that one out. And the rest of the streams were absolutely fantastic with all the other guys that we got on. And as I said, we've got so much more coming for you members. So I just want to thank all of you new members and all of the members that have still stuck with me. I just want to say I really appreciate the support. But I have to say it to all of you too, because you are still here. You are stuck by me. So to everybody, to me panelists, the people that are here every day, to the new members now, I just want to say thank you very much for these last 5 years. And hopefully we go into this new era with a bit more hope and optimism for the future. And let's hope that we can come on here and talk about Doctor Who positively, because that's all we've ever wanted. So
Yeah,
let's hope we can do that. But Daniel did want to say something. Go ahead, Dan.
and also as well, no, like your channels became an important channel because if you think about it, before you started to do these streams like more often, like our side of the fandom or our community, to be more specific, had no here to express our views because we were constantly being attacked everywhere else. So your channel's given us a place for us to come and express our opinions, and I think I speak for everybody in our live chat just now. Like everybody's grateful for the channel because we've all made friends with each other, and you've provided us with an outlet to express our opinions.
Listen, hearing that makes the last 5 years worth all the effort. Look, as I've said on several occasions, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all the support that I get. So I must be doing something right. I must be, because I never thought I'd actually do well uh, on here. But look, the main thing for me was always, as you've mentioned, Daniel, I wanted this channel to give people like yourself and others out there that were feeling
Yeah,
disconnected with the show a chance to come on and voice our opinions. And I think in today's YouTube world, if you look at it, we've kind of
yeah,
we have stuck to that. We still do. We mightn't do them as often as we used to. Like we used to do them nearly every night. Now we will
yeah.
obviously
I
when the
was on
RTD.
every
Now
night.
I know you were, but here's the thing. Obviously, when the RTD era gets into full swing, we weren't too excited about this era. But there'll be a lot more going on in the RTD era because there'll be always something going on every day. So there'll be something to talk about every day when his era officially starts. So we will be probably on nearly every night. And we will be bringing you guys back on to give you our opinions on stuff. But I think it is important. And I think if you look at other YouTube channels out there, they've all become echo chambers, or they try to impress the big boys and to become like
Yeah,
them, do the same content as them, then tag them in that content, hopefully that they get picked up and then they all of this. And I'm seeing that, and that's sad. Because while their channels are growing very fast, they're going to run out of steam pretty fast. They are, and another thing as well, as I said, there's no variety on those channels. We don't always get people on that agree with either
yeah,
me or some of the panelists. Some people say
yeah,
used to accuse this channel of being an echo chamber. Listen, I'd bring on all the left if I could, but they
yeah,
won't come on. They won't argue or debate with you. They just want to
yeah.
insult
I'm the same.
stuff. So I bring on people that I can bring on that are willing to come on, and I have had on some of the other side, and some have been behaved, and we have had adult, decent conversation. But I do think it's a very important part of fandom. Fans need to have their voices to be heard. So that's look. If this was all the finish for me tomorrow, and
Yeah,
just say, for instance, I just called it a day, that'd be the one thing that I could say if I left it all behind, put me head up high and say, yeah, I gave people the opportunity to come on and voice their opinion. That's all I've ever wanted.
yeah,
But it's nice to hear that being acknowledged by yourself. Anyway, you've been with me from day one. I know how you feel about this channel, and you know how I feel about you and your channel. You've stuck around. You've been here the longest. There were times where where you weren't sure whether you could stick around or not because, you know, people were in your ear and stuff like that. But you told them where
Yeah.
to go
Mm-hmm.
because you believed in their friendship. And, you know,
Yeah.
so do I. And we're still here 5 years later. So screw them all, man. You
Yeah.
know who I'm talking about. Screw them as well.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, right, man, I've never blocked you, you've never blocked me over an opinion or a difference of opinion. We stayed friends through thick and thin, and
I
that's the
mean,
way
yeah.
it is.
I mean, and see, to be honest with you as well, like, I don't like actually if I think our channels are like negative, to be honest with you, because we all about all the stuff that we are interested in as well, because if you look at of our channels, because you do your movie streams, I do my so in chats with Sean, and I did a couple of pre-records last night where it was just me talking about various different topics in relation to that. So like we won't always stick to the one topic either, because the two of us have the two of us have a variety of different interests as well. Also, even if the era doesn't go the way that if you should, be, if got other topics and stuff that we can all back on and focus on, so it's not so it's not the end of the world for our channels, if that's
No,
the
I'm not worried. Look,
case.
I'm not even worried if Doctor Who went away. If Doctor Who went away, I wouldn't be worried about this channel and people watching because I know the people that are loyal to, and you know the people that are loyal to your channel, same people that turn up all the time. So I've no,
Yeah,
I'd have no issue, and neither would you if we stopped talking about Doctor Who and we had to do other things. We'd be okay. But that's what
yeah,
I'm saying. If I was to advise YouTubers out there, don't model yourself off these bigger YouTubers, right? Most of these bigger YouTubers, and not all, but most of them, you know, they frame their thumbnails and they frame their comments and they frame their videos in a certain way to get a particular reaction. It's a reaction that will bring a lot of monetization, a lot of money to the channel. Yeah, you can model yourself off those channels, and it might be successful for a while, and you might see a regular income come in, and it looks great looking at that balance in your bank account. But at the end of the day, it's going to run out of steam pretty quick enough because
yeah,
a lot of these negative channels are now there's a bit of a backlash against them now.
yeah,
People are seeing certain YouTube channels for what they are. I mean, they're criticizing shows that, people are kind of now like even on their side of the art are kind of like, huh? Huh? So
yeah,
it's starting to happen. The tide is turning. It's slow, but it is turning. But I tell
yeah,
you, the one thing to be when you do this on YouTube is to be independent, to be
yeah,
individual. And Daniel is certainly that. He's covering different topics, so he doesn't have to fall back on the one. We've been doing it. We've always done the movie streams anyway. I've
yeah,
brought them back because do you know what? I actually miss doing the movies, and I do them with Real Super Doctor. And if you're ever available, I know
yeah,
the Celtic could play on a Fridays as well. So, but if you're ever
yeah,
around Friday nights, we do the movie zone. You're more than welcome to come on with me and Real Super Doctor. Uh, and that goes for anybody else out there. Me and John agreed last night that if we do this, there's a guest spot open for anybody that would like to come on. So we bring on one other guest with us. So each week we could bring on a new different guest if someone wants to come on, if they like the movie that we're showing that week. But that actually reminds me, we do have a poll up just before we go, because I have to bring Ted out as well, and it's 20 past. I don't want to keep Daniel too long either, but we're having such fun anyway. I don't think we really give a crap. But
I can mark it on if you want.
yeah, it's just I bring Ted down now early. But look,
Alright,
wait,
yeah.
but no, we're not going just yet. We'll give it another 10 minutes maybe, but I definitely have to go then. But I just want to
Okay.
get this poll up. So the options are, if Chris or someone that's on Twitter would like to link the poll while I actually read out the results so far. So the poll is running for 5 days instead of 7 days this time, because that way it works out. There's a bit, then we know, then instead of waiting the last minute to see what the movie is, because it's too much of a, so I have given a choice between these 4 movies for next Friday. So here is the poll result so far after 31 votes. So in last place, we have the Christian Bale movie, Equilibrium, which is a deadly movie. With 20, so that's 13%. With 26%, and in third place right now is the movie Interstellar. In second place is Tom Cruise movie Edge of Tomorrow. And then in fourth place with 32% so far. Actually, Interstellar has just changed there now to 28% as I've read it. But in fourth place, so in joint second place, Edge of Tomorrow and Interstellar now. And in fourth place at the moment on 31% is Neil Blomkamp's movie District 9. So District 9 right now. We went sci-fi, proper sci-fi this week. So the Christian Bale movie is actually a great movie, believe it or not, though, because you're living in a society where you can't show feeling and destroy art and books and stuff like that. And if I'm correct, Sean Pertwee does the voice, I think, I could be wrong. But yeah, so the Tom Cruise movie is in joint second place with Interstellar, and District 9 right now is on 31%. So I think they're all great movies. To be personally, I love all of those movies personally. But I wanted to kind of go this route with this week's movies. So as I said, choose wisely, because it was a pretty close run thing. Wow, didn't see District 9 leading the race. Oh, Chris, you're not a fan. You're not a fan. I don't know. I'm a fan of that movie. I don't know. I'm still waiting on them to do District fucking 10. But I'm a fan.
I'll be honest, I haven't actually seen any of those movies. So yeah, so I'll be interested to hear the panel's thoughts on those movies.
I'm actually surprised, yeah, Daniel. But I'm actually surprised that the Christian Bale movie is doing so poorly. I actually can't see. I can't understand why that actually was leading the poll at first when I first put it up.
Is it not to do with if his sort of? Is it not to do with if his sort of controversy over the years? Because I think the controversy surrounding him is still sort of fresh in people's memories. Maybe.
I don't think they care. He's went on to do great movies. He's even in the Thor movie now, the latest one. Then not now. Look, everybody not look. Christian Bale has been acting since he's a kid. I've watched every single movie he was in. Before I decided to go spacey with this. I was actually going to put The Prestige in there, which is a movie with Christian Bale. It's a Christopher Nolan movie, I think it is, with what's his face? He's Michael Caine, and it's about magicians, and it's brilliant. But that might be, I might put that in the poll for next week. But yeah, I'm a huge fan. I've watched all these movies. There's not one movie that I haven't watched. I've watched every single movie he's ever done. I love him. I'm just actually surprised that movie is doing as bad. I actually thought that would do well. I didn't think it would win, but I thought it would do well. And I thought District 9, I thought it'd be between that and District 9, to be quite honest with you. But a lot of people do seem to like Edge of Tomorrow and Interstellar. But not particularly. I gave District 9 3 chances. It's not on my list of top choices, although I do like Edge of Tomorrow. It's another title is better. Live, Die, Repeat. Yeah, I don't like that title. I've never liked that title, man.
It's a horrible title.
Yeah, I prefer Edge of Tomorrow. That sounds more edgy. But I do. That's a great concept. There's supposed to be a sequel to that as well, and it's never fucking materialized. But apparently there's supposed to be getting a sequel to that, which makes no sense to me if you watch the movie. Or maybe it does and I just missed something. But that's a movie that you really have to think about, but it's pretty good. I have to say, personally, I do like District 9, but I love Interstellar as well. But I am surprised at Christian Bale. We'll see what happens anyway. I can't influence the vote. Just vote for whoever you want to vote for. But I would ask everybody every couple of days or so, if you could, before the poll. There's 3 days left, so if you could retweet it. Well, there's 4 days left because there's 3 days and 23 hours. So there's 4 days. So maybe in a couple of days' time, if you could retweet the poll once again, just so people are reminded that it's there. We normally get about 96 votes per poll. We're on 32 now. So we'll probably get another 60 odd before the poll ends. But retweet it every couple of days or so if you could. And we'll give Daniel the last word and we're going to leave it there.
I've already reposted it, so you should pick up a couple of votes off my reposter of it, because I've noticed all have actually he's definitely button that platform as well. So you should hopefully pick up a couple more votes off my repost the poll.
PD Rich, though. A sequel to the District 9 sequel. Next, you'll be asking for Avatar 2 and a third Alien prequel movie. Right, well, let's get into Avatar 2. It shouldn't even be happening. I do agree. As for the third Alien prequel, if that's the Ridley Scott one, he can go and kiss me arse. I don't want it. He should have let Neil do his movie. That's the director of District 9, by the way.
He's
his concept for that.
Scott.
Yeah, of course he's past it. Of course he's past it. They're all past it. All of these great directors back in the day are past it. They're trying to relive on former glories. This is the thing, right? He's coming back to do Avatar 2. How long is it since the first one? 10 years or something? Like, don't get me wrong. I have to admit, the trailer did look pretty fucking impressive. I'm not going to lie. It did look impressive. But I didn't like the first movie. So I'm not, it's not my thing anyway, but people enjoy it. But the thing that's pissing me off is they're already quoting this movie to be the biggest movie of all time. Like the first one was originally, until Endgame overtook it. I don't know if that's still the case. But like, you know what I mean? They're hyping these movies up to bits that I don't think they are going to live up to the expectation that fans think they're going to. So 10 years is a long time. Look at Jurassic. Look at the Jurassic World franchise. A perfect example. You leave a franchise live for a while. you know, you get Jurassic World, a poor imitation. Now, people will say, well, Ghostbusters, we waited years and stuff. That is true. There are cases where you can actually
But that
recapture.
was it. But
But
that was, but that was at a different kettle of fish because people are pissed off if the 2016 version, so they were hungry for another Ghostbusters movie to sort of kill and the palette that would be more respectful to the other
yeah,
movies. So
it's ridiculous because like we're getting a Predator. They're talking about it in the chat there. I mean, we're getting a Predator one, right? We're getting an Alien TV show, as far as I know. I know they've done the Chucky one, but I actually like the Chucky one. It's actually very good, believe it or not. That's when it's done properly.
yeah,
But you're getting all of these Alien to me, I'm sorry, right? I'm gonna be out straight with people. Alien to me is not it's not a thing that you do a TV show about unless you're going to really explore the origins properly, unlike he tried to do with Covenant and Prometheus, if you even want to include that movie. But that second movie literally contradicted the first one anyway. So, you know, I mean, look, Ridley Scott for me
yeah,
ruined their best chance to get an ending for Ripley's story. So I'll never forgive him for that. So, you know, anything got to do with the Alien franchise. Listen, Alien ended for me with Aliens.
yeah,
Sorry. Right. Aliens 3. I can live with the director's cut of Aliens 3. Right. I can give it a passing grade. Right. But Resurrection, still though, compared to what we got, Resurrection is actually a decent movie compared to what we got. Look, I'm
yeah,
just happy with the movies that we have, but they shouldn't add any more to it. No TV shows, no nothing. And I did like Alien versus Predator, but again, I love the extended cut of that movie because you got to see a little bit more. You got more scenes in that movie. I love that movie, believe it or not, and I know that movie gets a lot of stick. I have a soft spot for that Alien versus Predator movie, but the director's cut. It has to be the director's cut, not the cinematic cut. The director's cut gives you extra scenes at the start and what you call it, scenes in between the movie, which are absolutely brilliant. I don't know why they cut them out of the original cut. But look, I'm going to leave it there because we've been rambling on now for 3 hours and 35 minutes. But I want to thank every single person that's popped in. And I see Jack is there. Lads, if you want to throw Jack's channel in there as well, please do that. No, Ghostbusters Afterlife was the antibiotic. I agree.
yeah.
I do agree. And we're getting a sequel to that movie now. So I can't wait. I can't wait. The future is looking bright for Ghostbusters anyway. So let's see what Jason gives us next, because apparently he's going to be back if the announcement was right. I think they said he was coming back as well. So let's see what he says. No, you were saying you won't watch the Alien TV series where a female corporate figure is upset because she was passed over for promotion a decade, decides to impregnate herself with an alien for revenge, or for fuck's sake. Listen, if that's the actual synopsis of the show, then forget about it. I'm done. You're right. Listen. No matter how bad Aliens 3 is, right? Alien 3 is, or Resurrection is, right? The shite that they're making today, or this shite that they're going to attempt to make, is going to be a travesty, right? It's going to be a travesty. So listen, it's dead. Leave Predator alone as well. Willies is morons. You haven't made a decent Predator movie since the second one anyway. So just fucking leave it alone. Anyway, with that, I'm going to leave it because you fucked Terminator as well. Pissed at you for that as well, Hollywood. Anyway, before I go on another big fucking rant again, I'm going to knock the fucking banner off. There you go, right? Just to prepare myself. Let's see if there's any more chats in there that I can... you're gonna run out of shelf space. Says, oh yeah, because you've been posting your figure videos. I was
Oh,
wondering what.
yeah, your action figure collections. I've checked out some of those videos and they are awesome. So go and subscribe to the Axe channel if you haven't already.
I agree.
Please,
I
guys.
agree. 100%. 100%. Right. Anyway, folks, we're going to leave it there. Enjoy your evening or the rest of your day, wherever you are in the world. And we will talk to you very soon here on the Tardis Zone. Don't forget to check out our panelists' channels as well, and all of our special guests. Aliens, the special edition, I agree with you. The Alien special edition is actually very good, because and it actually gives you a different scene as well, where the alien comes about in that, and there's two different scenes. They cut some shit out of it as well. It's ridiculous, man, what they did. But I do agree with you. The special edition is closer to what Dave Fincher wanted, but it's still not the finished article. But still a decent movie. But Chris says, have a great evening and the rest of your weekend night. Yeah, with that, we will say good night. So me and Daniel, again, I'll thank Charlotte, Daniel, for coming on. And we're going to say good night. So good night from me.
And it's good night from me.
And now you can all go and feck off and do whatever you need to do. And we will see you soon here on the Tardis Zone. And if you ever hear a ranting Irishman, do not be scared. Come and embrace the chaos that is the Tardis Zone. Until then, goodbye. Kiss me ass. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Au revoir. Bye bye. Day. All of that shit. And by the way, I will have a video for you later on. I have another trip down memory lane. Got to do with Ireland. Few little surprises of all the
I'll check that out with
sweets and ice cream and fizzy drinks and stuff that we grew up with in Ireland. So look out for that. I'll have an 80 soundtrack to it as well, as I always do. A little, as you know, I can't monetize those videos because I use pop songs, but that's my way of giving thanks to you guys, because they're literally free videos, as they say. I am giving back because I really am honored and humbled that you follow me and subscribe to me. So I like to give something back, and you know, a lot of people do still like the music videos. I got rid of them for a while and people were giving out. They do have a little small following those videos. So I will have one up later on tonight. I'm going to put it together after I leave Ted, bring Ted down. I'll get it together then when I come up. It'll only take, I'm so used to putting the videos together now, they only take a few minutes. Bang the song onto it, upload it onto YouTube, and I'll have a for yous up later, and I'll have a banging tune as well. So I'll talk to you soon, folks. Have a good one. Yous are brilliant.
You're safe, chat, and thanks for the support.
Yeah, and as they say, you know, I'm going off to get a cup of tea. No, Mrs. Doyle. She's telling me to go on. You will. And I said, feck arse drink. Anyway, good night. From me, Daniel, and Doggy Ted.
Yep.
Right, I was about to go, but as the trailers rolled, Adam put in a super chat. So I do want to address it because he says he just wants to clarify. Yeah, listen, I just want to clarify that I wasn't actually aiming that at you. I'm aiming it at the people in the fandom that have been saying stuff like that. So I just want to clarify as well. You could have just you didn't have to send me a super chat to clarify. I knew exactly what you meant. Yeah, and I know that you're not. I know you're very willing to give it a go. So don't be worrying about it. But I'll read out your comment anyway. It says, just to clarify, don't care if someone is gay or trans, just good stories and acting. That's all I really want. No preachy stories for Doctor Who. And I'd agree with you on that as well. And as I said, don't think I was actually aiming at you. There's been a lot of shit going on in the fandom, and I was actually aiming at people that I knew that were watching. You just happened to put a message up that actually was a nice little segue, so I could say the things that I needed to say. But I will say this though, I don't really give a feck what Colin Baker has to say because he's 5 years too late. And I know you're not basing judging anybody. You were just asking the question, and I think it was a good question. But I wanted to answer it in my way because I know there are fans out there that are talking about all of this, and some are blatantly being racist and transphobic. So I wasn't aiming it at you either. So I want to clarify that too. But listen, thanks for the clarification and the super chat. You didn't need to send me a super chat, Adam. And I see I've had you on the channel, man. I know exactly what you were saying. You were asking the question. So I just answered the way I did was because I've seen this go on in the fandom and it needed to be called out. Your message was actually a nice little segue. So thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. But we will leave now. It's going to be awkward because I did the trailers. I can't play the fucking trailer again. So I think me and Daniel will just leave here right now like this. So So I just wanted to acknowledge the super chat because I don't like leaving anybody out. But Adam, again, thanks very much, pal. And as I said, it's great to get feedback off everybody. Right, me and Daniel are off again. As I said, no point playing the trailer because it looked fucking stupid. So we'll just end it there. You can't see me face. I'm literally making faces right now. But yeah. So we'll see you now. Now, as I said, feck off. Go on, do what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring this little shithead down with his poopy ass. Let's hope his girlfriend's not down there or there's gonna be trouble.
Oh God.
Yeah, he'd be sniffing all over the place, the little dirty animal. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Good night, folks. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.